That's the sound of a good time. The sizzle, the flavor, the bite you've been waiting for. And you deserve it, because when it comes to burgers, why settle for ordinary? Big taste, big smiles, big moments. All stacked between two buns. And you can only get it at Just Burgers. Just Burgers, nothing else compares.
Injuries don't wait. For business hours, now you can be seen 24/7 for sports injuries. Whether you have a sprain or a broken bone, at the SSM Health Bone and Joint Injury Clinic at 13401 Northwestern.
Oh yeah, that's the sound of a good time. The sizzle, the flavor, the bite you've been waiting for. And you deserve it, because when it comes to burgers, why settle for ordinary? Big taste, big smiles, big moments. All stacked between two buns. And you can only get it at Just Burgers. Just Burgers, nothing else compares.
This broadcast is the exclusive property of
Oh, yeah. That's the sound of a good time. The sizzle, the flavor, the bite you've been waiting for. And you deserve it, because when it comes to burgers, why settle for ordinary? Big taste, big smiles, big moments. All stacked between two buns. And you can only get it at Just Burgers. Just Burgers. Nothing else compares.
Hey sports fans, get ready to step into the world of championships with Super Prep Live, hosted by Miles Perry, only on OKC Sports Radio 105.3 FM. Dive deep into the lives of high school and college athletes with exclusive interviews and insight that reveals what makes them great. Follow Super Prep across all social networks to never miss a moment. It's Super Prep Live with Miles Perry. Tune in, get inspired, and stay connected. Visit OKCSportsRadio.com.
Injuries don't wait. For business hours, now you can be seen 24/7 for sports injuries. Whether you have a sprain or a broken bone, at the SSM Health Bone and Joint Injury Clinic at 13401 Northwestern.
Good evening, football fans of Oklahoma. Welcome to tonight's Friday night high school football broadcast right here on OKC Sports Radio 105.3 and streaming live straight to your mobile device or straight to your computer or smart TV here on PPBC TV. Once again, it's a rivalry night here on the south side. I'm really excited about it, if you couldn't tell. SSM Health and Oklahoma City Community College proudly present the Cricket Wireless Game of the Week. We appreciate you tuning in on this beautiful Friday night. It's not exactly night yet, but it soon will be. And we've got another rivalry game for you. Bragging rights are on the line tonight. It's the Southside Showdown between the 3-0 Class 5A Southeast Spartans and the 2-0 Class 6A2 U.S. Grant Generals. We're broadcasting live from Spiegel Stadium on the south side of OKC. I'm your play-by-play announcer, Jay Swick. Alongside me is my football analyst and brother from another mother.
That's it.
Dylan Tribble. Dylan, how you doing tonight?
Man, I am doing fantastic, brother. Another great game here at Spiegel Stadium between two undefeated teams. Like you said, bragging rights are on the line. Somebody has to lose. Nobody has lost this season. But, hey, that's the reason you play the football game. You play to win. And, unfortunately, somebody's got to lose tonight. So one team will remain undefeated. One team will have a loss after this game here that's about to take place in front of us tonight.
And that's why we have a scoreboard.
That is exactly right.
Now, obviously another rivalry game here on deck tonight. How you feel about tonight's matchup between U.S. Grant and Southeast?
It's going to be a good one. We mentioned it last week. These kids grow up on the same side of town, so a lot of them are very familiar with each other. They like them off the field, but when the pads and the helmet go on, it gets heated, and there's no more friends. It's all serious and competitive nature out there on the gridiron, and I can't wait to see this one go underway tonight.
You're in tune to the SSM Health pregame show. We're just under 27 minutes away until kickoff, and any time we get a chance to broadcast the Southside Showdown, I automatically know we're going to see some smash mouth football.
Sure.
That's for sure. Obviously, both teams take this game very personally. The players know each other well. They grew up together, as you mentioned. This is a legacy game for these players. It's such a privilege to be able to say, hey, remember when I beat you in the Southside Showdown in 2025? It's something each player wants to be able to hang their hat on for a lifetime. And tonight we're going to see who wins this game and takes home the Southside Showdown trophy and remain undefeated. And we're going to hear from both coaches, Michael Billingsley of Southeast and Alex Levacy of U.S. Grant. And we're going to find out how they view this rivalry game here tonight. And, in fact, let's start with the Southeast Spartans here on the south side. The Spartans are off to a 3-0 start to the season. They beat PC West 21-13. Then they followed it up with a win over Northwest Classen 34-0. And last week, they beat John Marshall 21-0. The Spartans have outscored their last two opponents 55-0. And I asked Coach Billingsley about his team's recent success and what his thoughts are in regards to this Southside Showdown rivalry. Here's a piece of our conversation. I'll get to him in a minute. 1 second. I'm having a little bit of a technical difficulty there. Okay. All right. Let's see if we can get this going. All right. I'm here with head coach Michael Billingsley of the 3-0 Southeast Spartans. Coach, your Spartans are off to a hot start this season. Going into this game, obviously 3-0, what's been the key to success early on this season for you and your team?
Man, we just wanted to, we're focusing on discipline this year, just trying to stay true to us and just remember what our goal is, and that's what we're sticking to.
And tonight is the Southside Showdown against U.S. Grant. What does this rivalry mean to you and your players, and what makes this game so special?
Man, it's special because, all these kids, they go to middle school together, they're raised up together, they know each other, their families know each other, so it's always been a big-time crosstown rival since I've been at Southeast, and I played those guys for 4 years, and it was just as heated back then. So,
what's the focus early on in this game? What do you want to see early from your team?
Man, no penalties, no touchdowns called back. I want to see my O-line pushing guys, moving guys, and I just want to see us dominate like I know we can.
Now, over the past 2 weeks, your defense has played outstanding. You've had a shutout against both opponents, and they're playing at a high level. What's been the key to consistency defensively?
D-line is playing great this year. In order to have a great defense, you got to have a great defensive line. And that starts up front with Damon Davis, and Damon is having an exceptional year. So,
what's the key offensively to scoring points? How confident are you in your quarterback and skill position players?
Man, it should be a good night for our skill, man. As long as they can take care of the ball and just run our offense, they should be fine tonight.
What would a win in the Southside Showdown mean for your team, the Southeast Spartans?
It'll mean everything. It's our last non-district game, so that's the way we want to close out non-district.
Final message to your team. What are you telling them before they hit the field?
Go win, dominate.
Coach Michael Billingsley, head coach of the Southeast Spartans. Thanks, Coach. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
All right, there is a lot to like about this Southeast Spartans football team, Dylan. They're playing with a lot of confidence right now. They've prepared themselves accordingly, and they're finding ways to win. What impresses you most about Southeast?
I like that he mentioned the big uglies up front, the D line. If you can control the line of scrimmage and dominate in the trenches, 9 times out of 10, you're most likely going to win the football game. And he mentioned it. It means a lot to those linemen when they get mentioned, because it's normally the receivers, running back, quarterback, all the guys that score the touchdowns. But the fact that he mentioned the D-line and how good they're playing, that means a lot, and I expect them to have a big night tonight.
And there's several players for the Southeast Spartan football team I want to highlight, starting with their starting center, Hernan Terrazas. He's a handful in the trenches. He loves the physicality, the lifestyle of being an offensive lineman. He's tough as nails. He gets after it, plays with great effort. He has a motor, but what makes him special is his leadership qualities. He really represents the black and blue to the fullest, and they're very proud that he's on this team. He's earned the trust of his teammates and obviously his coaches, but he's also extremely well-spoken. I look forward to watching him pave the way today, protect the quarterback, but also open up those running lanes for those running backs. So there's a lot to like with Hernan Terrazas. Another player I want to mention is defensive end Damon Davis. This guy's had 8 sacks in 3 games.
That's big time. That's big time.
Serious. He's a terror off the edge. Great burst off the line of scrimmage. He's got some good pass rush moves in the bag as well. And his mission is to seek and destroy. Keep an eye on number 0. He's a disruptive force on the defensive side for the Southeast Spartans. Offensively, you got to look out for number 13, Montre McGlugrich. He's a playmaking wide receiver, big play guy. And if quarterback Luciano Williams and quarterback Carlton Evans can get him the football, if they hit him in stride, that boy gone.
Yeah,
he's
a very talented player. Remember covering him as a sophomore last year.
Yeah, watch out for number 13, Montre McGlugrich. And then when it comes to quarterbacks, I talked with Coach Billingsley earlier. You heard that conversation. They're going to start number 1, Carlton Evans, at quarterback tonight, but he plans on playing number 3, Luciano Williams, who's a junior quarterback. They like both guys. They're going to give Carlton Evans the start and follow up very soon with Luciano Williams. We will see how that goes. But I've been watching Luciano Williams play so far this season. I thought he's really settled into that role, being the quarterback. And anytime you've got an offensive coordinator like Gerald Jones, who has a great offensive mind, he knows how to put points on the board. And he's done a great job developing these quarterbacks and boosting their confidence. Both of them have really good pocket presence, poise. They're accurate, strong arms. It's tough for them to make the decision on who to go at quarterback because, you've got 2 guys, but there's only 1 position.
Right.
But they're confident in both of them, and they're both very athletic. So there's a lot to like about this Southeast Spartan football team, and they're 3-0 to start the season. So it is going to be interesting if they can make it 4-0 tonight in the Southside Showdown. So there's a little bit about the Southeast Spartan football team. Let's do this. Let's take a quick, short, and I do mean short, commercial break. When we'll come back and we'll preview the 2-0 U.S. Grant Generals, led by their head coach, Alex Levy. All right, we'll hear from him as well. You're in tune to the SSM Health pregame show here on OKC Sports Radio 105.3 and streaming live on PPBC TV. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to the SSM Health pregame show here on OKC Sports Radio 105.3 and streaming live straight to PPBC TV. Shout out to everybody tuning in online straight to your mobile device. There's also a lot of people utilizing their smart TV and in their living room and have got us live in the living room. So that's always special. But big shout out to SSM Health Hospitals. They're proud sponsors of the Oklahoma City Public School broadcast. And sometimes, after hard-fought games, players need the services of a sports medicine specialist, and SSM Health Hospitals have a great team of physicians to help heal players from their injuries and get back in the game 100% healthy. And they do a great job of looking out for their patients and especially athletes here in the Oklahoma City area. Last year, Southeast got the best of U.S. Grant in this game, and fast forward a year, a lot has changed, Dylan. I mean, this is not the same U.S. Grant football team that we've seen in years past, and revenge is on the line. This U.S. Grant team is 2-0 to start the season. They're currently 2-0 going into this game after beating Western Heights in Week 1 44-6. And then they followed it up with a win over Capitol Hill last week, the game that you and I called.
That's right.
14-0. So they're in a good spot going into the Southside Showdown here at Spiegel Stadium tonight. They're confident in their abilities, and they have the talent necessary to win today's game, but they got to go out and execute it. And I caught up with Coach Alex Levy before the game, and here's part of our conversation.
All right, I'm here with head coach, the U.S. Grant Generals, Coach Alex Levy. Coach, your team's off to a hot start this season. U.S. Grant's 2-0.
Yes, sir.
What's been the key to success for your team so far this season?
Just being consistent, showing up every single day, knowing what the problem is and being coachable to fix the problem. Like we did, it's been a story all year long for us. We shoot ourselves in the foot once we quit doing it to ourselves and things start falling into place.
Obviously, another rivalry game this week. Tonight, it's the Southside Showdown against Southeast. What's this rivalry mean to you and your players?
It's definitely a personal one for me. Just another rival that I grew up playing against. I unfortunately didn't get to play against in my senior year, so this one's always special to me. Billingsley used to be on staff with me. I've got more than a couple former players over there. Unfortunately, they jump ship and they go over there and there's a Spartan now, so whatever, good luck to them.
Is that difficult to deal with? That's a common theme that you're seeing across the state nowadays with the OSSAA having the transfer rule. How do you deal with that?
It's hard to, but that transfer portal is real. It started off in college, and now it's trickling its way down to high school sports. And I know every coach from the best teams in the state to the worst teams in the state are getting affected by it. So it is definitely something difficult because you don't know who's going to be there.
Let me ask about your offense. Where's the focus early on? What do you want to see early from your team?
We want to attack them. We want to hit them in the mouth first, and we want to go draw the first blood. We want to go score first and not let go, not let off.
Now, defensively, your guys have been playing really well. You had a shutout last week. How do you repeat that? How do you get your defense to play at a high level tonight?
Well, it starts with my defense coordinator, Coach Howell. He puts in the good game plans. He puts in the practice scripts every week. Makes sure our players watch the film, and we're going to make sure we stick to our game plan. We're going to attack their strengths and expose their weaknesses.
What would a win in the Southside Showdown tonight mean for this football team?
It'd mean a lot. Going 3-0 into district play next week in a tough 6A schedule, getting that trophy back to put in our trophy case and show off to the school, just like we did the Southside Bedlam trophy this last week. Got to put it in the trophy case today after it got set in the office so everybody could see it. But it'll mean a lot because just like the Capitol Hill game, these kids know each other. Some of these kids used to play with each other. They used to be teammates, and so there's probably some bad blood mixed in with it, but it's definitely a big rivalry for these kids.
Lastly, what's the message to your team in the locker room before they hit the field?
Just go out and stick to your game plan. Do your game, do your 111. You take care of this game, and it'll take care of you.
Coach Alex Levacy, head coach of the U.S. Grant Generals. Coach, thanks.
All right, that was Coach Alex Levacy right there, and we appreciate him talking to us before the game. He's trying to get his team prepared, but he's also, taking time for us to give our viewers, our listeners, all of the above, a little bit of insight into what makes them tick, and they're out for blood tonight, yeah. Dylan.
Yeah.
You can tell he's fired up, his team's fired up,
yeah.
and it's going to be a good day.
It sounds like the game is very, very personal, not only for him as a coach, but for his players on his team. They're playing against some of their former teammates who transferred over to be a Spartan. So I have a feeling from the very first snap of this football game, it's going to be very heated and very physical, and I very much look forward to broadcasting this game tonight.
Yeah, a couple players I want to spotlight for the U.S. Grant Generals is their running backs by committee. They've got 3 guys that they really trust. Joseph Clemens, number 8. He's kind of a bruiser. He's just assumed to run you over instead of run around you.
Right.
And he also plays linebacker on the defensive side. So he loves the physicality of the game. But he also loves scoring touchdowns. So look for Joseph Clemens to really make an impact. This is his senior year, so he wants to go out with a bang. Also, number 9, Jonathan Anderson, who has a great combination of being both speed and strength. He can run through you. He can run around you. He can juke you. I mean, he's a total package. So they're going to utilize him. And then they've got Jakiri Arbertha, who had a really good game last week.
He sure did.
Scored that touchdown. Then they had the pick 6, but the only offensive touchdown scored by U.S. Grant was by Arbertha. And he is a speedster. If he gets to the outside, he's tough to catch.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to seeing how they utilize him today. They're going to start Jameer Martin at quarterback, and they plan on playing him the whole game. He was our super prep player of the week against Capitol Hill last week. They really love what he brings to the table in terms of being poised and being that calm in the storm. Their backup quarterback is Miguel Garcia. He's going to play some wide receivers, some slot wide receiver, but he's also waiting in the wings. God forbid anything happens to Jameer Martin. Secondary / wide receiver, Tavon Alexander. This guy's a playmaker.
He really and truly is.
You really like what he brings to the table athletically. If you can get the football in his hands, good things will happen. And then Devine Perkins-Smith is a wide receiver / secondary player on the defensive side that can make some big plays. He had that big 4th down catch last week. It was, 4th and long?
Yeah, 4th and about 20 or 30 yards to go. And Jameer Martin rolls out, bootleg right, and just chunks it down the field. And somehow, some way, Perkins-Smith comes down with the catch and converts to move the chains. Big-time play by that kid.
Yeah, and, they're going to try and get him the football tonight as well. On the defensive side, Octavius Espethia is somebody that I think finds the football regularly, and he'll hit you right in the mouth. He's a tough linebacker, and they'll put him inside, they'll put him outside, they'll move him around. And he's somebody that if you're Southeast, you probably need to key off of because he just has a nose for the football and he loves to play the game, and it shows.
Yeah, it shows. Every single time we've covered U.S. Grant, he has always made his presence felt, makes plays, flies sideline to sideline, just a really good player for the Generals.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. I think T.J. McClin is another guy that is a good skill position player that they're really excited about. So we'll see how this thing gets started. We're about 8 minutes 22 seconds away from kickoff. So that's all I got for U.S. Grant. Both teams undefeated. On paper, it's a great matchup. Looking forward to broadcasting it myself. Kickoff is coming up soon. And, we'll let the winner of this game prove it on the field. We appreciate you tuning in to the SSM Health pregame show. I want to shout out our title sponsors for the Southside football game, the football broadcast between Southeast and U.S. Grant tonight. They are SSM Health, Oklahoma City Community College, and Cricket Wireless. We really do appreciate you sponsoring our broadcast and helping us put a spotlight on these young athletes and what they're trying to accomplish on the field. It's so important, and you've got family members and football fans watching from all over the country, and it's really a great thing to be able to put that in front of them just in case they can't be here tonight in the stands. So let's do this. Let's take a real quick commercial break, and then we'll come back for kickoff and get this game underway. We'll have the national anthem being sung here pretty soon, and kickoff will come up next. So we appreciate you for viewing this Friday night Southside Showdown broadcast here on PPBC TV and OKC Sports Radio 105.3 FM. We'll be right back. All right, we are back. This is the Southside Showdown football broadcast sponsored by Cricket Wireless, SSM Health, and Oklahoma City Community College here on OKC Sports Radio 105.3 and streaming live on PPBC TV. We've got the team captains meeting out on the center of the field, and we'll get this game kicked off here very soon. We're under 3 minutes away. Our other sponsors for tonight's broadcast are State Farm agent Chuck Davis, Just Burgers off 23rd Midwest Boulevard, and OKC Sports Radio 105.3, Super Prep, and Prep Zone. And Prep Zone is something you do not want to miss. It's going to happen immediately following the end of this game. Stay tuned for Postgame for the Prep Zone show with D. Wright and Coach Luke Orvis as they go over high school football scores from around the state of Oklahoma, and they highlight all of the big moments, the big games. Stay in the know regarding high school football by tuning into the Prep Zone show immediately following the game here tonight. You can hear that on 105.3 OKC Sports Radio. So stay tuned for that. Again, I'm your play-by-play announcer, Jay Swick, alongside Dylan Tribble. We're broadcasting live from Spiegel Stadium on the south side of Oklahoma City. And we're about to get this Southside Showdown rivalry game started between Southeast and U.S. Grant. Both teams are undefeated. And I'm just ready for some Friday night football here on OKC Sports Radio 105.3 and streaming live on PPBC TV. Any final pregame thoughts, Dylan?
Man, I am just ready to get this game going, hear the pads popping, see some touchdowns, some hidden. It's going to be a doozy of a game here on the south side of Oklahoma City, repping the 405.
Cricket Wireless is a big-time sponsor of Oklahoma City Public School athletic events. Love your phone. Keep it and save money. Get an unlimited plan for $15 a month when you bring your phone and prepay $45 for the first 3 months. In case you want a new phone, you can buy affordable, no annual contract smartphones and get reliable nationwide 5G with no hidden fees. Big shout out to Cricket Wireless. Also, stay tuned for our halftime show, sponsored by Chuck Davis of State Farm. Give him a call at 378-8008, and we will update you on everything that's occurred in the first half. But we're about to find out how the first half goes.
Yes, indeed.
And here come the U.S. Grant Generals. They ran out onto the field, and they are carrying the flag and ready to take on the Southeast Spartans, their Southside rival, here at Spiegel Stadium. And here come the Southeast Spartans themselves running out onto the field. And I don't know, is that some sort of sword or a sledgehammer? That's a sledgehammer, Dylan.
Sounds like they're going to try to lay the hammer down tonight against their crosstown rival, the Generals. But only time will tell.
That's right. That's
only
exactly
time
right.
will tell. That's why you line up and play the football game. This should be a good one tonight here at Spiegel Stadium.
Keys to victory if you're U.S. Grant or if you're Southeast, one or the other.
Limiting penalties. We saw a lot of penalties last week. Limiting turnovers and dominating the trenches, which always leads to good things. Discipline, sound football is going to be the key to victory tonight.
Yeah, I did not see who won the coin toss, so you're going to find out as quickly as I am, and I'm talking to our viewers and listeners as far as who is getting the football to start the game and who's going to get it at halftime. I think they're going to end up singing the national anthem here momentarily, too, so we'll get that underway. They've got the National Guard down there, and I think they're going to get that done right now. So we'll take a timeout and come back with kickoff. No need to go to commercial break unless you want to. D. Wright, a big shout-out to D, who's our board operator back at 105.3 Studios. So we can do that and honor the flag, honor the national anthem, and then get the game started here live from Spiegel Stadium. It's a beautiful night, not as hot as it was last week, thank goodness. Starting to cool off,
yep.
And the sun is starting to go down here too. So we'll get that going here momentarily. But kickoff's coming up next here live on OKC Sports Radio 105.3 and streaming live on PPBC TV. We'll be right back. All right, we are back. It's the Southside Showdown football broadcast sponsored by Cricket Wireless, SSM Health, and OCCC here on OKC Sports Radio 105.3 and streaming live on PPBC TV. We are seconds away from kickoff. Southeast is going to receive the kickoff and start this game out on offense. U.S. Grant's going to kick it and then get the ball at halftime. So I think, obviously if Southeast can utilize this offensive possession to start the game and set the tone and get into the end zone, that's obviously the plan. But we'll see if U.S. Grant's defense can hold strong. They held strong last week, had the shutout against Capitol Hill. This should be a good game here with the Southside Showdown Trophy on the line.
And we are underway. A squib kick to start this game.
And it's going to be picked up by Carlton Evans, who's going to cut inside, gets it to the 15. Not much of a return. It went past him. He was able to grab it and get it to, looks like the 15-yard line. 1st and 10 Southeast. And I always look for number 13, Montre McGlugrich, over there in the blue. He's somebody that makes plays when the ball is in his hands. Now, they're going to start Carlton Evans at quarterback. We may see some Luciano Williams in this game here as well. 3 receivers set, kind of a shotgun formation, one running back to his right. Evans overlooking the defense. 4 receivers split, actually. He's going to keep it, run up the middle. Doesn't get very much. He's still on his feet working. And I think that's about a 3-yard gain for the Southeast Spartans.
Yeah, thanks to the second effort by that quarterback, keeping his legs moving. A couple of his teammates came and pushed the pile forward for about a 3-yard gain. That was a quarterback keeper by number 1, Carlton Evans.
And, again, somebody that I really respect is number 67, the center for Southeast. He's a handful. 4 receivers split, 2 on each side. Ball is snapped. The quarterback draw right up the middle. Evans has really close to that first down marker. Is he going to be a little bit shy?
According to the referee, they're going to give him a good spot, and the
All right.
chains are moving. 1st and 10 for the Spartans. That's 2 runs in a row by number 1, Carlton Evans.
And we've got a little bit of a banged-up player here. Number 53, looks to be Lawrence Clayton, is getting tended to down on the field. And not sure what the issue is, but they're going to help him up, and he's grabbing his arm, so it could be a shoulder injury, which is never a pleasant injury. I mean, I don't know if there is such a thing as a pleasant injury, but it's a lot of nerve endings in the shoulders.
Hopefully it's just a stinger, and he'll be able to come back. I mean, that's just the second offensive play on the night for the Spartans, and he's already walking over to the trainer's table. You hate to see that for any young kid.
Fresh new series for the Southeast Spartans, 1st down and 10 from their own 27-yard line. And, again, Gerald Jones is the offensive coordinator for Southeast. He calls the offensive plays, and he knows this offense like the back of his hand, and he's gotten his offensive players to really buy into what they're trying to do. 3 receivers split, 1 H-back in motion. Ball is snapped, fakes the handoff, quarterback up the middle, 30-yard line, and he's going to be tackled. Really good solo tackle by number 0 for U.S. Grant. That's Divine Perkins-Smith, who is a very talented defender as well, and was able to make that tackle. If he misses that tackle, then Evans is
probably
getting
would have
chunk
been
yards
first
there.
down. Yep, great wrap up right there by Perkins-Smith to make it 2nd and long for
Only
the
a
Spartans.
2-yard gain for the Southeast Spartans. Ball is snapped. He's going to hand off to Hardy up the middle, but he made 2 guys kind of miss. He got positive yards when it should have been a tackle in the backfield.
Right.
But Josiah Hardy is the carry, number 20 for Southeast, and that got them some positive yards. It's going to be 3rd down and 3 for the Southeast Spartans. Shotgun formation, 2 receivers to the short side of the field, and somebody jumped off sides.
Yep, got an early start. We'll see who the referees caught first.
Is that a free first down, or is that going backwards? Let's see what the white hat says. They're going to discuss and have what we like to call
meeting of the minds.
That's right. That's right.
See if the call is.
And
it's going to be on U.S. Grant.
Encroachment, and so that's going to be on U.S. Grant. And
it's a free first down for the Spartans.
Absolutely 1st and 10 for the Southeast Spartans. They've had 2 first downs so far this game to start the game. And they're approaching the middle of the field now on their own 39-yard line, 0-0 score. 3 receivers split in pistol formation. Ball is snapped, and he's going to hand off to Hardy on the left side. Solid 6-7-yard gain. Got some steam and made some progress, and U.S. Grant was able to bring him down short of that first down marker. I think we're looking at a 2nd down and 3, 2nd down and 4 situation here for Southeast. It has some momentum. And here we go. And we've got an early snap. I don't think anybody was set.
The center grabs it and just starts running.
And he's still
I'm not sure what just happened on that play.
I don't know, but he carried himself past the first down marker.
Was that a fumble, Rooski? I'm not sure.
Well, that's Hernan Terrazas. And he even gave
first down.
He even gave him the first down sign.
I don't know what just happened, dude.
I love Hernan. He is a fun player to talk to. He's passionate about the football. But, I mean, what just happened? Because he's the center, so he handed him to himself. Or he snapped the ball and somehow came up with it. I'm not
flags
really sure.
on the play. There was no laundry on the field.
Okay, they're going to call a timeout here.
Looks like the white hat signaled first down. So
okay,
I don't know.
So something happened with the snap where the ball got on the ground, and Hernan Terrazas
turns around,
picks it up, and then carries himself past the first down marker.
Yeah, that was a fun play to watch right there.
That's probably a play you remember for the rest of your life.
He's going to be talking about that at school next week, 100%. He finally got his hands on the pigskin and got the first down.
Have you ever seen anything like that before?
I have not. I've watched football my entire life. Never seen a play like that.
I've never seen a center mess up the snap, but then somehow come up with it and actually get positive yards at it. It took 4 or 5 U.S. Grant guys to bring that big boy down.
Yeah. I think they were, confused, and they weren't sure if there was going to be a penalty or something because U.S. Grant was kind of just standing there and waiting to react and see what was going to happen. And it ends up being another 1st down and 10 for the Spartans. They got a nice little first drive going on here to start this football game.
Well, you never know what's going to happen with the Southside Showdown between Southeast and U.S. Grant.
Oh, man.
Here we go. 1st down and 10 from the 50 for the Southeast Spartan football team. Shotgun formation, 3 receivers split, running back on each side of the quarterback. Ball is snapped, and he's going to fake the handoff. He's looking for room to run. Evans on the left side has some corner. He's trying to get past the defender and cannot. That is a solid 6-yard gain for the Southeast Spartans by any means necessary. You can see why they like Carlton Evans as the quarterback. He's
got the legs.
Fleet of foot.
Yes.
And if he gets to that edge, he's really, really tough to stop. So they're utilizing the mobile quarterback talents of Carlton Evans.
Makes a lot of sense. Gerald Jones, the offensive coordinator, he was a mobile quarterback in high school for Millwood.
That's right, and they're going to credit him for 5-yard game. 2nd and 5, ball is snapped. He's going to pitch it to the running back on the outside, cuts up, and I think he shorted the 1st down. They threw it to Josiah Hardy or pitched it to him.
Yeah.
We'll see if they give him the 1st down. I think he's like half a yard short.
Yep, about a yard short, but nonetheless, really nice pitch play to the right. That's Hardy, number 20, the running back. Having a good start to this football game. It's going to be 3rd and real short. Most likely just going to run the football game. We haven't seen any passing attempts so far by Southeast.
All right, here we go. Pistol formation, 2 backs behind the quarterback, 3 receivers split. Ball is snapped, hands off to Hardy, and
I don't think he got it.
He got hit at the line of scrimmage. I don't think they're going to give him credit for the 1 yard. And it will be 4th down and now 2. It's a 1-yard loss.
Yeah, the Generals' D-line, they won that play. They were in the backfield, blew it up from the start. Hardy tried to keep moving, but it was going to be a loss of a yard on the play. So here's a big 4th down.
4th and 2, and you're going to see both teams gamble tonight here on 4th down. Nobody really wants to punt to their opponent and give the football back. 4th and 2. And did they get him to jump? I think so.
Yep, encroachment. So another free 1st down and 10 for Southeast Spartans.
That's got to be frustrating if you're Coach Alex Levacy. You're telling your guys to watch the ball, especially on those 4th and short situations. They got him to draw off sides twice so far here in this 1st quarter.
What did I say when you asked what the keys to victory were? Limit the penalties.
Right. You got to be a little bit more disciplined, especially on 4th down situations.
Watch the football.
Fresh new set of downs for the Spartans. 0-0 score. 6:44 left in the 1st quarter. 3 receivers split. Shotgun formation. Evans gets the snap, looking to throw, and does. Overthrows number 9. That was Julian Woods. Just a little high of a throw off the fingertips. It's going to be an incomplete pass, 2nd down and 10 for Southeast. They're in U.S. Grant territory now. They're making headway, and we'll see if they can get some positive yards here on this 2nd down. You've got, 3 receivers split, 4 receivers split. Really, I can't tell if he's a slot receiver or an H-back. He's in motion. Ball is snapped, runs left. It's a quarterback sweep. He's got the 1st down and some more, getting close to the 20-yard line. I think they're going to mark him down at the 22 or even the 21. We do have some laundry on the play if it's on, and it is on Southeast, so that's coming back.
Yep. Whenever he bounced it to the outside, I saw the flag thrown, which instantly I knew it's most likely going to be a holding call, and indeed it is. So it's coming all the way back. That good run by Evans is canceled out now due to that penalty.
So that 2nd and 10 that, was on its way to being a 1st down is now 2nd and 20. So they're going backwards. And that is the first penalty that we've seen on Southeast so far here in the 1st half. And not a good one. Not a good one. 4 receivers split, 2 on each side, 1 running back in the backfield behind Carlton Evans, who's been the starting quarterback. He's going to fake the handoff, take it up himself, hits the left side, and he's approaching that first down marker. I think he got it.
Yeah, I think he's going to get that first down. Read option play. Quarterback pulls it, bounces it out to the left side, and just takes off. He has some burners. I'll tell you what, Carlton Evans can just kill you with his legs.
Okay, I thought it was 2nd and 20. It was 2nd and 15, and he made up the penalty yards and got 10 more. So another first down and 10 for Southeast. They are on the 26-yard line, and they got U.S. Grant to jump again. That's the third time U.S. Grant has been called for encroachment.
Yep.
There's a free 5 yards to Southeast on that play specifically.
It looks like Carlton Evans is utilizing his hard count. It's like he listened to Aaron Rodgers or something, one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever use a hard count in the NFL.
And it is a talent if you're able to sell it.
It's an art form.
Okay, they're going to call a timeout. Alex Levy wants to talk to his team. I'm sure he's frustrated with the penalties so far here to start the game. We'll take 1-2. We'll be right back. This is Southside Showdown. Here, sponsored by Cricket Wireless, SSM Health, and OCCC on OKC Sports Radio 105.3 and streaming live on PPBC TV. We'll be right back. All right, we are back. Southside Showdown rivalry football game tonight at Spiegel Stadium between Southeast and U.S. Grant. 0-0. And just under 6 minutes left in the first quarter. Southeast got U.S. Grant to jump off sides, so it's now first down and 5 from the U.S. Grant 21-yard line. They're 1 yard outside the red zone here for the Spartans. Carlton Evans directing traffic. Got one man in motion, waiting for the snap. Here we go, and he's going to pitch it to Hardy on the left side, and he can't get much. I thought U.S. Grant did a really good job of keeping contained. When Hardy gets around that corner, he's tough to bring down, but I thought those corners did a real good job of kind of keeping everything in front of him.
Yeah, no doubt. Also,
short gain.
The defensive end kept contained on that play. That was number 85 for the U.S. Grant Generals. We don't have his name on our roster, unfortunately, but that was a great play by him to contain Hardy on that run.
All right, here we go. Pistol formation, 2 backs behind Evans, the quarterback. Ball is snapped. He's going to hand it off to Hardy up the middle, down the 15, and he's going to be tackled right around the 13 or 14. That's good enough for another Southeast Spartan first down. They are in the red zone. And we've got some substitutions here. 21 is coming out of the game, Kyron Alvarado. And so they're going to get lined up once again. 3 receivers split, 2 to the left side, 1 H-back, 1 running back behind Evans, the quarterback. Ball is snapped. He's going to keep it himself, trying to wiggle his way out. Now he bounces outside, and he's still on his feet and is fighting really, really hard to get those 4 to 5 yards before he's pushed out of bounds. Athletic football player, Carlton Evans.
Yeah,
I mean, he had to work hard for that 5 yards.
He did, and he made it look very finesse. Short game, but great show of athleticism right there by Evans, the quarterback for Southeast.
Yeah, they're going to make it a 3-yard gain. So it'll be 2nd and 7 from the 12-yard line for Southeast, who are trying to draw first blood and put some points on the board. It's still 0-0 with 5 minutes, 11 seconds left. And they're going to hand off to number 7 on the left side, and he's going to be tackled inside the 5-yard line. That is Santos Flores, the running back, for a first down, and now it's going to be 1st and goal from the 4. So Southeast is in really good position to score right now with under 5 minutes left in the first quarter.
And they've done it all on the ground. All their plays, other than one passing play attempt, which is incomplete, every play has been a running play, and they're dominating the line of scrimmage thus far.
All right, we'll see if they snap the ball and give it to Flora. No, it fakes the handoff to the running back. Carlton Evans is going to keep it himself and get into the end zone for a Southeast Spartan touchdown. We do have some laundry on the field. I'm not sure who it's on. I think they're indicating U.S. Grant.
Well, yeah, it looks like they pulled off Carlton's Evans' helmet once he scored the touchdown, so I'm assuming it's going to be on the Generals here.
Yeah, could be an unsportsmanlike penalty, which will they'll.
And we got a U.S. Grant General player down in the end zone right now.
Yeah, I'm trying to see a number. It looks like he's a big guy.
Yeah, one of those D linemen for U.S. Grant. He's down.
Well, that is a very well-executed series to, first possession, really, for Southeast, and moved all the way down the field. Remember, they started out at the 15 and moved all the way down and got into the end zone for a 6-0 score. And we've got an injured player on the field, and we'll see if they go for the extra point or if they'll go for a 2-point conversion. We'll see that momentarily. But U.S. Grant player is getting tended to right now. And
I think it's number 64, Jesus Cardenas for U.S. Grant.
Okay, he's a sophomore lineman for the Generals. And it looks like a lower body injury, maybe an ankle of some sort.
The touchdown is going to count. Field goal team is on the field. They have a great kicker, man. I saw him warming up, and he made a few from the 40-yard line. It's number 24, who we don't have on the roster, unfortunately. Left leg kicker, man. You don't see that very often.
Not very often. Not very often. Yeah, I don't have a number 24 on the roster for Southeast as well, but that's what number he's wearing. I'd love to shout him out. He's certainly a talented young man, and they got the U.S. Grant player off the field, and they'll go for the extra point here momentarily. 4:40 left in this game. Southeast trying to make it a 7-0 start, but he's got to hit this extra point. There's the snap. There's the kick. It's blocked. And the extra point's no good, so Southeast will just take the 6 points and then give the ball back to U.S. Grant for their first possession of the football game, Dylan. And they took quite a bit of time off the clock. I mean, that was a long, drawn-out first possession of the game.
Yep, clock-killing drive by the Spartans, which ended up in their favor. They finished that drive in the end zone to make the score 6-0. Now we will see what QB1 Jameer Martin and the U.S. Grant Generals can do with the football in their hands.
And Jameer Martin was our super prep player of the game last week against Capitol Hill. He has some agility. He can run the football, but he has a very strong arm, and he's accurate with his long ball throws. It's been pretty impressive to see some of the chunk yard plays that he's able to execute as quarterback of this U.S. Grant football team. You've got Southeast kickoff team out there, and Coach Levisy's talking with his kick return team. Back to return the kick for the Generals is number 13, Chikairi Arbertha. You've also got, let's see who else is out there. I'm trying to turn around, young man, so I can see your number.
Number 7.
Number 7, Tavon Alexander. TV is what they call him. And they're going to put the penalty yardage from the unnecessary roughness penalty that was called on the touchdown play. And so it's going to make it a little bit further back for U.S. Grant. We'll see if they can return this, will return this, or if Southeast kicks this in the end zone for a touchback. Southside Showdown, sponsored by Cricket Wireless, SSM Health, and OCCC. And it's going to be a touchback, and U.S. Grant will not return the kick, and they will have their first possession of the game. Let's see if they can make some progress and get some rhythm offensively. I think that's the number one thing you want to see with U.S. Grant is find a way to sustain drives and do what Southeast just did to them, and they've got to return the favor. Yeah, I'm interested to see how this plays out.
Oh, no doubt about it. Got to avoid any self-inflicting wounds. Got to be very disciplined on this first drive and try to tie this football game up.
1st and 10 from their own 20. They've got to go 80 to score a touchdown. You've got a double tight set, 2 tight ends. Pistol formation. Ball is snapped. Hands off to Clemens. Up the middle and not a lot of room to run. He's still carrying the dog pile. Again, Joseph Clemens is a senior running back for U.S. Grant that's very strong. He also plays linebacker on the defensive side. But he's somebody that kind of looks like a Josh Jacobs. You know what I mean? Wearing number 8.
Very aware of
Josh
who
Jacobs playing for your Green Bay Packers.
From Tulsa McLean.
That's right. He's an Oklahoman.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Here, Joseph Clemens is back in double tight set. Everybody's up front. Ball is snapped. Hands off to Clemens again, and he's moving upfield. Positive yards, still very short.
Maybe about a 2-yard gain on the carry by Clemens. Not much space to work with.
Going to bring up 3rd down and 5 for the U.S. Grant Generals.
When you line up in a formation like that, the Southeast Spartans are just going to load up the box because they're preparing to stop the run.
3 minutes, 30 seconds left until the first quarter is over. Southeast is up 6-0 on U.S. Grant, but U.S. Grant has the football. This is their first possession, first series offensively for the game.
Big 3rd down for the Generals.
Jumbo
right here.
package. Pistol formation, 3 running backs in the backfield along with the quarterback. Jameer Martin gets the snap, and he's waiting on the handoff, and he keeps it himself. I think it was a busted play, and Southeast is making him pay for it.
Oh, man.
Huge tackle for a loss. You can call it a sack if you want to. The quarterback was trying to hand off to the running back, and the running back never showed.
Running back went the opposite direction, miscommunication between the quarterback and his running back on that play, and it results in a huge loss for U.S. Grant, and they're going to be punting the football right back to the Spartans.
Right, 4th and 15, not the ideal way to start the game offensively if you're U.S. Grant. Already down 6 points, and now you had a busted play that puts you even further back in your own territory, and now you're forced to punt to the Spartans of Southeast, and they've got some guys back to return punts, Montre McGlugrich and number 2, Kylan Spiller. So we'll see who gets the punt and how well the return is. 2 minutes left in the first quarter, 6-0 Spartans, and they're about to get the football back. Bad bounce, and he's going to throw it, and that's incomplete. He couldn't get the punt off. He was hoping somebody would be around, so he just put it up in the air. He's lucky it didn't get intercepted by Southeast and taken to the house. But they're going to mark the ball dead, and so Southeast gets a big, big play on special teams, and they are in prime position to score again here towards the end of the first quarter, 1:52 left.
Yeah, just 2 back-to-back busted plays, a bad snap on that punt attempt, and the punter had nowhere to go with it. There was pressure there, so he couldn't get it off with his leg, and he just tries to chunk it down the field, throws up a prayer. Nobody's home, so great field position on the second drive for the Spartan offense.
All right, they're going to mark the ball at the U.S. Grant 15-yard line. 1st and 10 for Southeast from the U.S. Grant 15. Not far to go to get another touchdown. We'll see what they do. 3 receivers split, a little bit of some lineup communication here. Pistol formation, 2 running backs in the backfield. Evans, nope, it's Luciano. He's going to hand off to number 7, burst upfield. He's going to get tackled inside the 5. That's Santos Flores. the senior running back and safety on defense, with a solid gain up front. And then Santos Flores is coming out of the game. Luciano Williams is in at quarterback this second series offensively for the Southeast Spartans. And they like his poise. They like his leadership qualities as the quarterback of this team as well. Running back alongside, shotgun formation, ball is snapped. He's going to fake the handoff. They're going to stop the play and mark it dead. We've got a false start for Southeast. So that 2nd down and 1 is now 2nd down and 6 for the Southeast Spartans. Big difference.
Yeah, definitely a big difference. Got to try to stay disciplined. You are in the red zone, so this is not a situation where you want to have any self-inflicting wounds. We'll see if they can overcome this adversity that they've just been hit with.
Right, and they've got great field position. It would be a shame if they let it slip away. Pistol formation, gets the snap, hands off to the running back on the right side, cuts up inside, touchdown Southeast. Josiah Hardy gets into the end zone for a rushing touchdown. It is now 12-0 to start this game. Southeast is in good position. Have started this game off right by getting their 2nd touchdown of the game. And being that they got their extra point blocked on their first touchdown, we'll see if they go for 2 to try and keep everything even at 14.
Yeah, no doubt. Just a great power play run to the right-hand side of the field. Great blocking on the edge by 23 Cameron Wilson, and his buddy Josiah Hardy jukes to the inside and just walks into the end zone for the 2nd touchdown on the night for the Southeast Spartans.
Looks like they're going for 2, shotgun formation. Some late substitutions here for Southeast, trying to get some extra offensive linemen in. And they might have to call timeout or get the play off, and they do. And quarterback is going to run to the right and throws to Carlton Evans. Overthrown, incomplete. 2-point conversion is no good. That was really close to a delay of game.
Yeah, it really was. And I think the fact that the play was so rushed leads to the incomplete. It just didn't feel good from the jump. Luciano forced it to the outside and overthrew his receiver. So it is now going to be 12-0. Southeast has scored, but missed the extra point attempt and couldn't convert on the 2-point conversion. So your score is what it is, and now they're getting ready to kick off and give the ball back to the Generals.
44 seconds until the end of the first quarter. The Southeast Spartans are up 12-0 on the U.S. Grant Generals. You got to wonder how that, how that first series would have go had there not been so many encroachment penalties on U.S. Grant, and also what the score would be if U.S. Grant was able to get the punt off and set their defense up for better field position. I mean, Southeast didn't have far to go.
Not far at all.
That
they
last possession to get in the end zone.
15 of U.S. Grant. That's prime field position, and they definitely capitalized on that bad punt.
All right, back to return the kick is number 7, Tavon Alexander, and Jakiri Arbertha, who are arguably two of the more athletic skill position players. What a kick. He's going to catch it at the 5, bring it out, 15, 20, 25 on the left side, 30, 35. Going to be tackled right around the 37-yard line. Heck of a return by TV Alexander. Wow, he made the right cuts at the right time.
Yeah, he really did. He juked somebody out of their shoes on that kickoff return. Great field position to start the second drive for the Generals. We'll see what Jameer Martin can do.
Yeah, we've seen Jameer Martin before be successful through the air, be successful on the ground, or just defer to his teammates. And
key to the second series is the offensive line has got to block.
Yeah.
They got to block, or it's going to be really tough for Jameer and company to have any success.
Well, and you got some big dudes up front, that's for sure. Southeast got some some giants.
Damon Davis, the head coach,
Right.
talked about him pregame.
Brian Avila is down there as well at the nose guard position, 3 technique. Here we go. Jameer Martin calling a timeout to avoid the delay of game. I'm not sure what's taking them so long of getting the offense out there and getting set. So we're going to stay right here. We've got the ending of the first quarter coming up. What do you do if you're U.S. Grant here? What's the mindset? I mean, you've got to get on the same page.
Right.
Everybody's got to be able to execute a little bit more efficiently and just take advantage of the situation. They've got the dogs.
Yeah, you got to lock in. You have to lock in right now. They call the timeout to avoid the delay game because one of their receivers runs onto the field late, and that causes a tough situation. So what happens, they got to call a timeout because they don't want to start this drive 1st and 15 and it's just a bad scenario. So you got to focus on the little small details right now. And if you want to try to come back and make it a game, you're only down 12-0. This feels like a drive where you have to get something positive, even if it's just a field goal.
Right. I mean, you do not want to dig yourselves in a deep hole against a 3-0 Southeast Spartan football team.
And they're rolling offensively right now. That's the Spartans. So the last thing you want to do is give them the football back when they got all that momentum.
All right, Jameer Martin overlooking the defense in the shotgun position. 4 receivers split, 2 on each side. 1 running back to the right side of Martin, the quarterback of the U.S. Grant Generals. 1 man in motion. He's going to give it. No, he's going to fake the handoff, keep it himself on the left side, and burst upfield. He got a couple yards. That wasn't Jameer. Well, it was Jameer Martin. My apologies.
Yep.
I was looking at the wrong player. Yeah, he got a short gain, was able to, shake off that defender who was trying to tackle him in the backfield.
Made one guy miss and then ends up getting tackled by 14, Deshaun Davis, the defensive end for Southeast. So we'll see what they can do on 2nd and long. No passing attempts. We know Jameer can throw the ball down the field, so I wouldn't mind seeing a play-action play right here.
Also pay attention to number 0, Damon Davis, who has 8 sacks in 3 games for Southeast. That's going to be the end of the first quarter here at the Southside Showdown between U.S. Grant and Southeast. The Spartans of Southeast are up 12-0 going into the second quarter, but U.S. Grant has the football, an opportunity to cut the deficit. So stick with us. The Southside Showdown football broadcast sponsored by Cricket Wireless, SSM Health, and Oklahoma City Community College on OKC Sports Radio 105.3 and streaming live on PPBC TV. We'll be right back. All right, we are back. This is Southside Showdown here, live from Spiegel Stadium between U.S. Grant and Southeast. The Spartans are up 12-0 here early second quarter. It is a 2nd down and 9 situation for U.S. Grant, who are trying to get some rhythm, trying to get some momentum and put some points on the board. Of course, our broadcast is sponsored by Cricket Wireless, SSM Health, and OCCC here on 105.3. It's streaming live on PPBC TV. We appreciate everybody tuning in to this wonderful football game. And we've got a block in the back penalty, Dylan. This is
unfortunate because it was a 1st down passing play by TV Alexander for U.S. Grant. but there is a penalty, so it's another self-inflicting wound for the Generals. That's been the story thus far for their offense.
It's been an Achilles heel, and I know that's not the way they've been coached. Alex Levis has got to be a little bit frustrated. It's nothing they can't fix, though. Everything's right in front of him. 4 receiver split, 3 on the left side. Ball is snapped. Jameer steps up in the pocket. He's going to run, cuts back inside, did he get back to the line of scrimmage? He didn't get much. He didn't get much. It's going to be 3rd and long for U.S. Grant.
Tackle, man, by number 32. Aaron Harrison came downhill in a hurry and just blew up Jameer Martin. And Jameer's not an easy player to tackle, so big props.
Kane Muniz is coming into the game, and big number 70's coming out. So here we are, 3rd down and 16 for U.S. Grant. They're down 12 points early second quarter. 3 receivers split to the wide side of the field, 1 to the short. Ball is snapped. Jameer Martin has to avoid the defender, and he cannot. No, he can. He can. He steps up, and he's going to run 35-40. Gets to the 45, and he's short of the first down, but, boy, he made up a bunch of yards. I thought he was going to get slammed to the turf. I don't know how he got out of that. But the defender let go, and now it's going to be, it's going to be a 4th down situation. It looks like they're going to punt, but it's 4th and 2.
I'm really shocked that they're going to punt this football. I figured they would definitely go for it close to midfield.
I am very shocked as well. I am very shocked. Whoa, we've got a flag on the play, and the referee is pointing. That could be, is that a warning, or is it? It seems to be on the
sideline warning against Southeast, possibly.
Yeah, or it could be an actual flag. Let's see what the call is. If they do enforce it, it's going to be a free first down for U.S. Grant. I think it is just a sideline warning for the Spartans. Ooh, not something that you want to see in a situation on a 4th and 2.
No doubt about it.
So U.S. Grant is going to punt the football. Here's the snap, and there's the punt. And he's going to catch it at the 25, and it goes left. Now he's going backwards, and he's going to be hit big time by number 40 of U.S. Grant, Dion Sandoval. Caught him at an angle and made him pay. But
Dion was one of the gunners, and he came and just blew him up from his blind side. Great tackle by number 40, Big Dion. So now the Southeast offense has been cooking thus far. They get the ball for the 3rd time tonight. We'll see if they can make it 3 for 3 and finish in the end zone.
Up 12-0, 1st and 10 from their own 31-yard line. 4 receivers split, 3 to the wide side of the field, 1 to the short. 1 running back in the backfield. It's Luciano Williams. Coming out with the hard count. U.S. Grant stays strong. Now they're going to reset. 9 seconds left on the play clock. Waiting on the snap. Here it goes. Hands off to the running back, Hardy. He finds some room, but not much. He may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. And the U.S. Grant Generals front 7 did a great job of just preventing them from getting very many yards at all.
Phenomenal job controlling the line of scrimmage on that play by the D-line of the Generals. So now it's going to be 2nd and 10. No yards gained on that run by Hardy.
Now you've just got to string together some more plays like that if you're U.S. Grant. You've got to do whatever you can to get the football back to your offense so you can score some points. 4 receivers split, 3 to the left side, 1 to the right, 1 running back. It's Josiah Hardy right behind Luciano Williams, the quarterback. Here's the snap. He's going to roll left. Looks to throw, does, incomplete, tried to find number 8, who is not on our roster.
Looks like that's the tight end, and it went right through his hands on that rollout play by Luciano Williams. So it's going to be 3rd and 10 for the Spartans. We'll see if they can stay on the field, but the Generals would like to get the ball right back. This is a crucial 3rd down play for that Generals defense.
Well, U.S. Grant is playing some good defense right here on this series. They're 1 play away from forcing Southeast to punt the football and give it back to the Generals. Third down and 10 for Southeast. Ball is snapped. He's going to fake the handoff, throws to McGlugrich, steps up in the field, makes one man miss, makes another man miss, and he's got the first down and more. 45, 40, 35, 30, and he runs out of bounds. We'll see where they mark it. But we told you in pregame, Andre McGlugrich, he's a big play guy.
Game breaker for sure.
He makes things happen, and he made something happen right there on a big third and long situation. Gets him into U.S. Grant territory. First down and 10 with 9 minutes and 10 seconds to go until halftime. Huge play for the Southeast Spartans at number 13, Montre McGlugrich.
Yeah, I was just thinking to myself, when are they going to get number 13 involved in this football game? He's one of the most talented players on the Spartan offense. They finally get it to him, and he does the rest. Didn't look like there was much space to work with, but he converts for a big first down.
And he must have ran out of bounds a little bit earlier than I thought. Either way, it is a first down and 10 for Southeast from the U.S. Grant 44-yard line. First down and 10. Williams overlooking the defense. Got a bunch set on the right side. One receiver to the left. Hardy in the backfield. He's going to pitch it to Hardy, trying to get outside. Kind of stumbles, but steps up, has positive yards, has the first down, and he gets tackled after about a 15, 16-yard gain. Came really close to breaking that for a touchdown. Goodness gracious, Josiah Hardy has great vision, but you had a really athletic corner on U.S. Grant to prevent the touchdown from happening.
Saving tackle by number 15, Samson Holmes, for U.S. Grant. If he doesn't make that tackle, it's another house call.
But it is first down and 10 for the Spartans. Bunch sat on the left side now, hands it off to Hardy, who runs into a brick wall for U.S. Grant. Big 77 Brian Ochoa said no, denied. That might even be a 1-yard loss. Now they're just going to mark him right back at the line of scrimmage. Second down and 10. U.S. Grant making some quick substitutions. Hardy's coming out, and number 7, Santos Flores, is coming in. Flores has scored a touchdown so far here in the first half. Williams in the shotgun position. Bunch set, 3 receivers on the left side, 1 receiver to the right. Ball is snapped. He's going to fake to Flores and throws to McGlugrich. Spins, 30, and he's still on his feet. Needs to get brought down to the 25, and that was a hard 5 yards
it really
for McGlugrich.
Was. Hits the first guy with the spin cycle and then tries to run through the second defender. Shoestring tackle by U.S. Grant. McGlugrich, man, he's starting to feel it right now. Get the ball in his hands at all costs.
All right, let's see. Damon Davis who's normally the tight end's coming out of the game for a breather. It's third down and 5 for Southeast, deep in U.S. Grant territory at the 25. Third and 5. Waiting on the snap. Gets it, drops back, looking to throw, steps up in the pocket, now runs left, steps up more, throws. Did he complete it?
Incomplete pass, got the signal from the referee. He was in a lot of trouble in the pocket and tried to force a throw across the field. Incomplete, so looks like it's going to be fourth down for the Spartans.
Yeah, 4th and 5. There was a lot of U.S. Grant Generals kind of running in that backfield, and he was trying to navigate. He's got a great feel for where the pressure is coming from.
Pocket
but at the
presence.
same time, he wants to keep his eyes down the field and finding an open man. Pass is incomplete. They're going for the field goal here. 4th down and 5. This will be a 35-yarder, and the kick is up. Does it have enough? No, it is no good. Not enough mustard on the hot dog right there. And so the field goal attempt is no good. U.S. Grant defense stands strong. All right, they're down 12-0. They get the ball at their own 25-yard line. 6 minutes and 50 seconds to go. Plenty of time to get some rhythm and get something going here offensively for U.S. Grant.
Yeah, they got to execute on this drive for sure. Plenty of time left in the ball game, but they haven't really got going offensively, so now will be a great time to get Jameer Martin and Joseph Clemens cooking for the Generals offense.
Again, number 0, Damon Davis. He's on the left side, defensive end. He's a young man that can rush the quarterback and can be a very big problem for Jameer Martin in the backfield as quarterback. 4 receivers split, 2 on each side, 1 man in motion. They're going to hand off to number 7 for a loss. Southeast was able to get into the backfield, be a disruption, and stop it from happening.
Yeah, that was 32. The linebacker, Aaron Harrison, blew that play up from the start.
Well, and he took a great angle. Tavon Alexander is somebody that you've got to respect. And if he gets the football in space, he can make some things happen. But that was a solid defensive play for Southeast to limit any kind of positive yards. It'll be 2nd down and 10 from the 25. They've got to go 75 yards to get into the end zone. Martin directing traffic, 2 receivers on each side, 1 running back, and we've got a play stop dead. It is a timeout. We'll take 1-2. We'll be right back with more Southside Showdown, sponsored by Cricket Wireless, SSM Health, and Oklahoma City Community College here on OKC Sports Radio 105.3 and streaming live on PPBC TV. We'll be right back. All right, we are back. Southside Showdown football broadcast between U.S. Grant and Southeast, sponsored by Cricket Wireless, SSM Health, and Oklahoma City Community College here on OKC Sports Radio 105.3. Streaming live on PPBC TV. It is 2nd down and 10. They're on 25 for U.S. Grant, down 12-0. 6 minutes, 2 seconds left until halftime. Ball is snapped, and there may be a false start, maybe encroachment. We'll see what the call is here momentarily, and where they're going to. Okay, did they just call the play dead? There's no
Looks
penalty.
like it, yeah. There's no laundry on the field, so.
Okay, all right.
2nd and 10 for the Generals.
Shotgun, 4 receiver split. Ball is, Martin steps up, and he's going to run. He's got a first down, 40, 45, and he's brought down kind of awkwardly, but gets right back up. And now we've got a super late flag on the field. But that was the best offensive play we've seen from U.S. Grant so far tonight.
Quarterback draw. He dropped back, looked like he was going to pass, and just takes off right up the middle. And that's a big chunk of yards right there for the Generals. Great run. Tough run by Jameer Martin, QB1.
Yeah,
maybe a horse collar tackle.
Yeah,
by number 4,
so.
Cormel McDonald. But
yeah,
it's like one of those things where he might have saved a touchdown. So was it worth it? Possibly.
Absolutely. So that's going to give them an extra 10 yards. So it's going to be 1st and 10 U.S. Grant from the Southeast 40. That's the moment. That's the play that's gotten them some rhythm. That's gotten something positive started. So shotgun formation, two receivers each side, 1 man in motion. There's the snap. Martin drops back, and we've got a flag on the play. I don't know if somebody jumped early or if it was encroachment. It is false start for U.S. Grant. So, geez, you know.
2 steps forward, 1 step back.
That's right. That's right.
You just can't have that type of penalty when you know the snap count. Offensively, you know what the snap count is. You got to be disciplined.
Yeah, and that is the 3rd or 4th false start we've seen today, Dylan. I mean, it's too many.
Yep.
To count.
You got to clean this up in the second half
Absolutely.
if you want any chance of winning this football game.
1st down and 15 from the Southeast 45. U.S. Grant has 3 receivers to the right side, 1 running back. Ball is snapped. Martin has to run right to get some room. He's looking to throw and does, and had a receiver open but threw it out of bounds.
Yeah, he had number 5 down the field. Devin Perkins-Smith was there, but Jameer Martin just chunks it out of bounds. Didn't really give him a chance to make a catch.
So that will stop the clock at 4 minutes, 59 seconds. And it will be second down and 15 from the Southeast 45. The Southeast edge rushers are causing problems.
They are definitely.
Jameer Martin does not have a lot of time in the backfield to make a decision or allow his receivers to get open. You've got to let the play process. And it's not going to happen in 2.5 seconds. They hand off to the running back. Has a first. Well, he got back close to the first down. Now he does have the first down.
Heck of a run right there.
Wow,
Great
a 17-yard gain, maybe a 16-yard gain, but good enough for a first down. That's a great play for U.S. Grant.
It really and truly is. Hold on. Looks like they're bringing the chains back. Was there a penalty that we didn't see?
Yeah, I'm not seeing any laundry on the field.
Huh.
Was there a turnover of some kind? It looks like the offense is out there. I don't know. Did U.S. Grant just give up the football?
I think so. Yeah, I guess there was a fumble on the far side of the field that we didn't see. So now it's going to be Spartan football. Just, man.
Oh, my goodness. You just went from having a first down and giving up the football, and then all of a sudden – goodness, that's just a really bad chain of events. And
momentum killer for sure.
Southeast is going to run the reverse on the left side. He cuts up and doesn't get much. U.S. Grant is going to make the tackle after about a 2-yard gain. Yep. It'll be Southeast in second down and 8 from their own 41-yard line. I'm just still reacting from the way that last possession ended for U.S. Grant, who had all the momentum, looked like they were going to, get down to a first down, but somewhere along the way they dropped the football. Southeast recovers and runs their first play here, and it all just kind of happened so quickly.
Yeah, it sure did.
Let's see, 3 receivers split, 2 back in the backfield. He's going to run a quarterback draw up the middle. Now he's going to try and bunch – gets a little bit of yards. I think it's a 3, maybe a 4-yard carry.
Yep, a lot of side-to-side running, not north and south, which is what you need to get the first down. So now it's going to be third down and 3 for Southeast. Looks like Carlton Evans is coming back in the game.
Yeah, which means they're probably going to –
I think they're going to put him out wide at receiver.
He's going to be receiver. You've got Josiah Hardy in the backfield who's already – scored a touchdown today here for the Southeast Spartans, who are up 12-0, 3 minutes, 30 seconds until halftime. Ball is snapped. Luciano steps back, looking to throw, and he's going to come up. And is there a loose ball on the ground?
Possibly. I think he was sacked, so it is going to be fourth down in their own territory. I would assume punt the football, but quarterback's still on the field. Not sure what Coach Billingsley is going to do here. I think they're going to punt it.
Yeah, it looks like their punt team is coming out on the field, and the clock is still ticking away. We're under 3 minutes left here in the first half. Southeast going to punt the football to U.S. Grant.
Number 0, Perkins-Smith back to receive the punt.
Still a 12-0 lead for Southeast. But if U.S. Grant can score under – here is the punt, and Devin Perkins-Smith is going to let the ball bounce. It's going to take a bad bounce. He's going to pick it up at the 10, 15, 20, and he's going to be brought down right at the 21-yard line. So looks like U.S. Grant's going to have to go 79 yards in order to get a touchdown. And they've got – how many timeouts they have? They've got no timeouts left.
2 minutes, 23 seconds for a team that's offensively majority a running football team. They can pass it every now and then, but not often. So we will see what they can do in their 2-minute drill here.
Yeah, some substitutions here. Play clock is starting to tick away. 2:23 until halftime. Make sure you tune in to our halftime show, sponsored by Chuck Davis, State Farm. Ball is snapped, and it's going to be tackled for a loss. I kind of missed that play.
Yeah, option play to the left to Alberta, but it is blown up by two Southeast Spartans that were in the backfield. They won the line of scrimmage, and it's a loss on that first down play.
Not a good start to this possession for U.S. Grant. They're going backwards.
6-yard loss to be
second
specific.
Down and 16, and now we're under 2 minutes away from halftime. But stay tuned for our Chuck Davis State Farm halftime show. Some late substitutions there by our Southeast. Jameer Martin gets the snap, drops back, runs left. He's going to take off. Himself does not get very much before he's brought down. Tried to run the quarterback sweep on the left side. Too many blue jerseys are in the way.
Nowhere to go, and he was initially hit by Agent Zero, Damon Davis, the big fella for the Spartans.
And you've got a timeout being called by Southeast, so each team will retreat back to their sideline. We're going to stay right here. We're not far away from halftime. And our halftime sponsor, Chuck Davis, is State Farm. Life is unpredictable, but your insurance doesn't have to be. Chuck Davis, your local State Farm agent, protects what matters most with great coverage and great service. Call him today, 405-378-8008 for State Farm agent Chuck Davis, and he is our halftime sponsor. Just your reaction so far, how this first half has kind of played out, Dylan. What's your take?
Southeast offensively started out really hot, scored on their first two drives and made it look pretty easy. And then they started struggling. U.S. Grant, they just haven't really got much momentum going offensively. And when they did on that last series, they fumbled the football. They got into Spartan territory. It was looking really promising. And then the turnover just killed the entire drive. And now it's still 12-0.
They need a big play here. There's a minute 32. U.S. Grant is on their own 16-yard line. They have no timeouts. They need a big play right here. Shotgun formation. Ball is snapped, and that's Garcia's in at quarterback. He's going to run, and he's going to get caught and brought down for a –
It's another sack by Damon Davis, number 0 for Southeast. Two back-to-back sacks for that young fella.
Yeah, that is back-to-back sacks.
Yes.
So that's sack number 10 in 4 games for him. I mean, he's just a terror. He's a terror.
Clock is ticking. It's 4th down, so U.S. Grant going to have to punt it, and there will be a little time for Southeast offense to work with.
Yeah, let's see if this clock goes down, makes it all the way to halftime or not.
Well, the play clock is not ticking. The game clock is, but the play clock has just been sitting at 25.
Right. Coach Levis, he's over on the other side talking to his team, trying to build them up, encouraging them to keep at it. Just because things hasn't gone your way yet doesn't mean you can't change things. Now they're going to redo the clock, and it'll put up a minute 17.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I think Southeast called a timeout to keep as much time as they could to try to get another score on the board before half.
Now U.S. Grant is going to have to punt the football to Southeast. Back to return the punt is McGlugerich. And it's a little bit shorter of a punt. It's going to bounce and go into the hands of McGlugerich. Finds a way.
He's got space.
30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown punt return for a touchdown by Montre McGlugerich. We've told you time and time again, every time he touches the ball, expect fireworks. And we got there on that play. Huge punt return for a touchdown. That was about a 42, 45-yard punt return.
Yeah, it was a short punt, and he just picks it up. Didn't look like there was going to be much there, but what do game wreckers do? They do special things. He showed off his star talent on that punt return and took it all the way back to the residents. Another tud for Southeast before halftime to make it 18-0. Looks like they're going to attempt the extra point here. That's Diego Romeo is the kicker. I got his name, number 24 for Southeast. That's Diego Romeo on the extra point attempt for Southeast.
And he is he is small in stature, but he's got a leg on him. And he kicks the extra point. It is good. It is now 19-0 to start the game here in the first half. You got about a minute left until halftime. That was just an impressive punt return by Southeast and Montre McGlugrich, who picked up the ball that was bouncing around. I fully expected U.S. Grant to get to the football first and down it,
yes.
down it. But McGlugrich made the recovery in shake and bake, and all of a sudden he pops out on the right side, bursts upfield for a touchdown, and that's been the difference, the biggest play of the game today.
Sure. Yeah.
A huge special teams play, and it was special. That's why they call it that.
It was special indeed. He saw an opportunity and took full advantage of it, found his way into the painted area for 6 points. It's 19-0, all Spartans in this first half.
All right, you've got number 0, Divine Perkins-Smith, and Jakiri Abertha back to return the kick for U.S. Grant. Both big play guys. They could have their own return here.
They could. They could indeed.
Let's see what happens. Waiting on the go-ahead, and here is the kick. And it's a really good kick into the end zone, and it's going to bounce past the end zone, which will result in a touchback. And U.S. Grant will get the football back at their own 20-yard line and have to go 80 yards with a minute left in the second quarter. And they're down 19-0. So not the best first half that we've seen from U.S. Grant so far this season. They're 2-0. And this is unlike them based off what we've seen at the through the first two games. They're just out of sync right now,
It's
and they've
the
got
self-inflicting wounds that have killed them.
Right.
Now
They've made some mistakes on special teams. They've had some penalties. They had a turnover. They've got to fix those. Ball is snapped. They're going to hand off to the running back. That is Abertha, who gets about 6-7 yard gain. And that's a good way to start the drive. They're just running out of time right now.
Time's not on their side. They're going to have to try to throw it at some point. Miguel Garcia, sophomore quarterback, he's got a decent arm on him. We'll see if they allow him to try to utilize that talent on this drive.
And Miguel is a little bit quicker, more fleet of foot. He'll play a slot receiver when Jameer Martin is in the game, but then they'll switch it up and put Garcia in at quarterback, and that's what we're seeing now. Ball is snapped, and he's going to hand it off to Abertha on the left side. He has some room. Solid run. That's about a 10-yard gain, and that's going to move the chains. And all of a sudden, U.S. Grant has some momentum, but there's only 16 seconds left here in the second quarter. So they've got to break one now if they want to cut this deficit before halftime. And it seems pretty unlikely. But you just never know. You never know what goes on at Spiegel Stadium. It is kind of strange. So they'll have enough to get one play off, I think.
Got to go now.
Ball is snapped. Hands it off to Clemens, who gets a solid run up the middle, a 9-yard gain, but that's going to end whatever momentum they've built up. It is now halftime here at the Southside Showdown between U.S. Grant and Southeast. The Spartans of Southeast are up 19-0 at halftime, and we will go into halftime. Well, stay tuned for our Chuck Davis State Farm halftime show. We'll recap everything we've witnessed here in the first half. We'll talk, we'll talk adjustments, what needs to change for U.S. Grant to get back in this game. They had some momentum here in this last possession, but just kind of ran out of time. But we'll talk more about it when we get back here for the Chuck Davis State Farm halftime show. Spartans are up 19-0 on top of U.S. Grant here at halftime. You're tuned in to the Southside Showdown football broadcast, sponsored by Cricket Wireless, SSM Health, and OCCC here on OKC Sports Radio 105.3 and streaming live on PPBC TV. We'll be back.
Oklahoma City, I'm Miles Perry, and do you know a student that would like to win a $10,000 scholarship? Yes, I said $10,000. Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores and Perry Publishing Broadcasting are giving a graduating senior from a Oklahoma City Metro school the opportunity to win $10,000 by just registering online. Each month during the school year, a Love Student Month will be selected for registration, And for winning, they will qualify for Love Student of the Year and a $10,000 scholarship. Oh, you guys, to get it, you got to register at www.kvsp.com. And that is www.kvsp.com. Go get your $10,000.
Injuries don't wait. For business hours, now you can be seen 24/7 for sports injuries. Whether you have a sprain or a broken bone, at the SSM Health Bone and Joint Injury Clinic at 13401 Northwestern.
But my first guest is, of course, brand new District Athletic Director Shane Sanders here with us. Shane, how you doing?
Doing fine, sir. How about yourself?
I'm doing great.
Good.
And, I'm glad that we're able to conversate because the news is out. You're the brand new athletic director. We've seen posts. We've seen, different articles and different things like that. Just talk about your journey to becoming athletic director and where is the focus for you?
Well, first of all, I just appreciate you having us. This is a blessing to be here during this time just to celebrate these young scholars. I won't take too long because this is their day, but I do want to share a little bit of my journey because they're the reason why I'm here. These young scholars that we're celebrating today. I'm a longtime educator, born and raised in Midwest City, Oklahoma. Graduated from Midwest City High School, coached a plethora of sports.
Oh, yeah. That's the sound of a good time. The sizzle, the flavor, the bite you've been waiting for. And you deserve it, because when it comes to burgers, why settle for ordinary? Big taste, big smiles, big moments. All stacked between two buns. And you can only get it at Just Burgers. Just Burgers. Nothing else compares.
tax returns under audit, have a wage or bank levy, or finally just want to sleep better. Business or personal, call the experts at Republic Tax Relief while there's still time. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, and tough. This veteran-owned company has the fight you need to take on the IRS. Don't go at it alone. The call is free. Call their hotline number now, 800-259-4149. That's 800-259-4149. Find out if you qualify today. Call 800-259-4149 or go to republictaxrelief.com.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code RADIO to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code RADIO for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code RADIO for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Y'all ready for Gillette's best shave? Try Gillette Labs with 5 ultra-thin blades, a built-in exfoliating bar, a precision trimmer on the back for sharp lineups. Gillette Labs delivers that smooth shave. Plus, and check this out, with one refill, you'll get up to 30 shaves. And on average, the blades last 50% longer than Gillette Fusion. Got something special coming up and you gotta look good? Check out Gillette Labs, the best a man can get. Gillette Labs also available in heated.
This is Coach Orvis. Join me and D. Wright for Prep Zone.
Every week, we are your source for high school scores and live reports. It's highlights from the bright lights. It's conversations and more. It's the Prep Zone.
Friday nights from 10 to 11 on OKC Sports Radio 105.3.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-729-7070. That's 1-800-729-7070. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-729-7070. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
At First Security Bank, we understand the pivotal role financial support plays in transforming your business vision into reality. As your trusted community bank, we're committed to providing tailored business loan solutions to fuel your growth. Our team of financial experts stands ready to assist you with unwavering dedication. Visit us at 1541 Northeast 23rd Street or call 405-424-4341 to explore how we can best serve your financial needs. First Security Bank, your partner in progress, member FDIC.
For the second time this season, the Lions were sorely beaten by a true Division I opponent. This time it was the Vaqueros of UTRGV, 80-0. Head coach Quentin Morgan recognized the challenge.
So I'm proud of my guys, first and foremost. I said they're fighting. They're fighting hard. There's a couple questionable calls out there, no officiating, but we still got to do our part. And I said, at the same time, too, it is 65 scholarships versus 13.
The Lions are 0-3, 0-1 in conference, and must find a way to get into the win column this week. Their champs this Saturday night on the road against rival HBCU Texas College. Pregame at 5:30, kickoff at 6 p.m. Langston Lion football is brought to you by MJ Bail Bonds, Community Health Centers of Oklahoma, and Guiding Right. Listen on OKC Sports Radio 105.3 or download the app streamed by PPBC and tune in OKC Sports. L's.
All right, we are back. It's halftime here at the Southside Showdown football broadcast, sponsored by Cricket Wireless, SSM Health, and OCCC here on OKC Sports Radio 105.3 and streaming live on PPBC TV. We've got a 19-0 score here in the first half. The Southeast Spartans are up 19-0 on U.S. Grant. Just looking back at the first half, what stands out, Dylan?
Well, I got to give big credit to that offensive line for the Southeast Spartans. They have been creating really big holes for the running back to run through, and also Carlton Evans, the quarterback on the first series, he had huge running lanes to get through. He was bouncing it to the outside, but none of that happens without that Spartan offensive line. They have made their presence felt. They have dominated the trenches thus far. That's why the score is what it is. And the big special teams play to end the half. The punt return by McGlugrich, number 13, really just kind of gave the Spartans a big cushion to work with going into the second half.
Yeah, and when you make plays like that, it makes you really tough to beat, especially when you're doing it as a punt return. U.S. Grant has kind of shot themselves in the foot several different times throughout the first half with penalties. They had the turnover. They had some momentum to end the half after that punt return. There just wasn't enough time on the clock. I like the way they were moving moving the ball down the field with the rushing attack. But they just ran out of times, and we got into halftime. So maybe they picked that up. I've seen some crazy comebacks in high school football.
Oh, yeah, a lot of time left in this game.
19-0 isn't too big of a deficit. It is a problem, no doubt about it. But U.S. Grant's going to have to do their best to score on this first possession. They're going to start out the third quarter with the football. It's going to be really important for them to score immediately and then get some stops. So we'll see what happens here in the start of second half. But I think if they continue that rushing attack and finding different ways to get their playmakers the football, they can make some things happen. But they're going to have to stay disciplined on the penalties, and they're going to have to take care of the football and not turn it over.
100% on that.
And
100%.
And then obviously, you're going to have your defense play well in order to stop Southeast from adding more points to the board. So it was all Southeast in the first half, and it's going to be up to U.S. Grant to get something going, especially to start this third quarter. Yeah. They could really make this game interesting if they can move down the field and get into the end zone.
Yep, it's all about how they respond, and they had a nice little halftime adjustment session with their head coach Levy, and I'm sure he talked to them and is trying to get them to focus on the task at hand. So the coach can only do so much. It's all up to the players and how they're going to respond to what was said to them and the adjustments that were made, and if they can execute those halftime adjustments. Now, Southeast, they just like to keep doing what they're doing. They had a lot of success on the ground, 2 touchdowns on the ground, the punt return. So if they can just keep running the football as successfully as they did in the first half, I'd like to see that trend continue.
We've got a little bit of a surprise score on the college level. Oklahoma State is taking on Tulsa on a Friday night. Usually this night is reserved for high school football, and that should be a sacred
I agree.
holiday.
Friday night lights
are
a thing for a reason.
Exactly, but they're trying to get some TV time for Tulsa, so I get it. But 16-3 half lead for the Tulsa Golden Hurricane on top of Oklahoma State, up 13 points at half. Are you surprised by that?
I'm disappointed. As an Oklahoma State University alumni, I am extremely disappointed. You and I, we met up and we watched Oklahoma State versus Oregon at Oregon in Eugene. We met up there. We saw the game. It was probably the worst Oklahoma State football game I've ever witnessed.
Well, it was the biggest blowout in I think it's school history since 1907. So that was a long time ago.
So bad.
But yeah, I would recommend everybody listening that wants some information regarding Oklahoma State, tune into my radio show on Monday, starting at 8 a.m. for the morning rush here on OKC Sports Radio 105.3 And I will be addressing that immediately on Monday morning, along with D. Wright, who's back at the station right now. And stay tuned tonight. We've got Prep Zone with D. Wright and Coach Luke Orvis. So they highlight some of these high school football games, go over some of the scores and highlights from the big games around the state, have different conversations from reporters and people who are witnessing these high school games from around Oklahoma that will be reporting back live tonight. So stay tuned for Prep Zone immediately following this broadcast here tonight. We are about a minute away from kickoff, and U.S. Grant is warming up out on the field and trying to keep everything fresh, and they know what they're going to have to do to start this third quarter, and that's find a way to put some points on the board. Now, Southeast, I think it's important to recognize their past two games have been shutouts too.
Yep.
And that's something that they're going to strive to do, is to put a third straight shutout here tonight. It's not going to be easy, but they've got the dogs to do it.
They sure do, and it's led by Agent Zero, Damon Davis. He is the game wrecker for that Spartan defense. He's been in the backfield, it feels like, every single play, multiple sacks in the first half, and I would imagine he'll probably look to add a few more in the second half of football.
All right, we'll get this thing going. I want to thank Chuck Davis from State Farm for being our halftime sponsor. Life is unpredictable, but your insurance doesn't have to be. Chuck Davis, your local State Farm agent, protects what matters most with great coverage and service. Call him at 405-378-8008 for State Farm agent Chuck Davis. All right, we're going to see U.S. Grant's kick return team get huddled up on the far left side. We've got Southeast kickoff team coming out onto the field. And this is a great opportunity. Throw away the you can't change the pass.
Flush it and move on.
Exactly. You've got to look forward and just control what you can control. This is a situation. You're down 19 points. What are you going to do about it? You get the ball to start the third quarter. Take advantage of this opportunity. You've got to stay disciplined, but just run your offense. You've seen success before. You don't start 2-0 without having some talent there.
Exactly.
And they've got everything in front of them. So let's see how they respond in adversity here going into the third quarter of the Southside Showdown. Sponsored by Cricket Wireless, SSM Health, OCCC here on OKC Sports Radio 105.3 and streaming live on PPBC TV. Here's the kickoff. Is it going to go out of bounds or into the end zone? It is going to be in the end zone, and they're going to rule that a touchback. And U.S. Grant is going to have their first possession here in the second half, starting from their own 20-yard line. They're 80 yards away from getting into the end zone. And let's see who they go with at quarterback. They made a switch towards the end of the first half.
Yeah, it was Miguel Garcia was the quarterback to end the half.
And they had some momentum.
Yeah, they had some momentum, but here's Jameer Martin running back on the football field. He started the game as a quarterback, had a big-time run right up the middle, got horse collar tackled. I don't know if he got a little banged up, but now he's back in the game for the second half.
Here we go, Jameer Martin, shotgun formation, three receivers to the right side. Ball is snapped. He's going to hand the football off, trying to find some room to run. That's Devine Perkins-Smith, who gets tackled in the backfield for a 5, maybe a 6-yard loss. Just no room to run. Southeast had that left side covered.
Yep.
And they read that play like a children's book and was able to, make the solid defensive tackle for a loss.
Yep, another great flow play by 32 Aaron Harrison at linebacker. He has been making all types of big tackles for the Spartan defense. The second line of defense is real.
Okay, they're going to mark that a 3-yard loss. It'll be 2nd and 13 from their own 17-yard line. Three receivers to the short side of the field. Ball is snapped. Jameer is going to run the option on the left side. Keep it. Has some yards. He's still on his feet, and he's going to end up being pushed out of bounds. Not very much positive yards. I think it's going to be a 5-yard gain.
Yeah, a lot of east to west running, not north and south. So a couple yards, not much. It's going to be 3rd and long for the Generals. Would like to see them try to put it in the air. Martin can throw the football now. You just got to give him the opportunity.
They're going to say it was a 4-yard gain, 3rd and 9 here for the U.S. Grant Generals, who are trying to find some rhythm and need 9 yards to keep this drive alive. Ball is snapped. Hands off to Clemens. Clemens burst up the middle, has some room to run. He has the first down and a little bit more. Gets all the way to the 35-yard line. There's that big Mo, the momentum that they've been searching for, and they've got a fresh new set of downs here for the U.S. Grant Generals. I'm glad something positive has happened that they can build off of.
Right.
Now.
Yeah, just a simple read option play. He gives it to number 8. Clemens, he runs right up the gut. Great blocking by that interior offensive line to create a hole and get the first down.
And Clemens runs Matt. There's no question about it. Trips right. One running back in the backfield. Martin gets the ball, pitches it to Clemens, trying to get to the right side, cuts back inside, still on his feet, has positive yards. And he's going to be tackled by a gang of Southeast Spartans, and Clemens gets up, and he's psyched, and that was
he's fired up right now.
A positive run in the right direction.
If he's feeling it like that, I'd keep doing everything I can to put the ball in his hands, maybe play action pass, try to throw something down the field.
6-yard gain for the U.S. Grant Generals. It's now 2nd down and 4 from their own 41-yard line. Trips receivers to the left. One running back. Ball is snapped. Hands it to Clemens. Up the middle again. And he's going to be
still on his feet. He's driving the pile.
And he got the first down. Really
Second effort.
Willing himself past the first down marker to keep this drive alive and get a new fresh set of downs here as they approach the mid the mid marker right around the 46-yard line. 1st and 10 for U.S. Grant. They've started to move the football on the ground, and they're looking to score. We'll see what happens. 1st and 10. Trips left, hands off to Clement. No, fake the hands off. Jameer Martin on the left side.
He's got space.
Spread, and he's gone. 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, and is he in the end zone? Touchdown, U.S. Grant.
Wow.
Unbelievable run by the quarterback, and came really close to being a horse collar tackle, but he got into the end zone for their first touchdown of the game. What a read by Jameer Martin. Saw the real estate in front of him. It took full advantage, and that was a 54-yard touchdown run by Jameer Martin.
Much needed big-time play by QB1 Jameer Martin. Great read option, pulls it, and it was off to the races from there, and he finds the end zone for the first touchdown of U.S. Grant.
That was exactly what they needed. They're going for 2. He threw it to TV Alexander, incomplete pass, so they will not add the 2 points to the scoreboard. The score is 19-6, but that's what you want to see if you're U.S. Grant is to get some chunk yards and put some points on the board. They were successful. So their offense did their job. You would have liked to have seen them get the 2-point conversion as icing on the cake, but it's okay. It's okay. Totally doable. Now it's going to be up to U.S. Grant's defense to hold strong here. Southeast is going to get the football back, and we'll see if they can continue their reign here today. They're up 19-6.
Yep, no doubt about it. I mean, great drive by U.S. Grant right there. Like you said, now it's going to be on the defense. They have to lock in right here and try to get off the field to create more momentum for that offense. So Southeast Spartans back to return the kick. Who we got, Swick?
And returning the kick will be Carlton Evans and number 2, Kylan Spiller, back deep to return the kick. Some quick substitutions.
Do we see a surprise onside right here?
I think anything's possible. It's really hard to predict what they're going to do, what Alex Levy likes to do. You just never really know. I think he's going to try and set his defense up in good field position here. Let's see what happens. Here's the kick, kind of a deep onside. It takes a bounce, and it's going to be picked up at the 5, 15. On the outside, 20, 25, 30, 35. Cuts back inside, 40, 50, 40. And he's going to be brought down right at the 35-yard line. That was about a 60-yard return for –
Yeah, about a 67-yard return by number 1, Carlton Evans. Big-time answer by the Spartans on that kickoff return.
Goodness
I'll tell
gracious.
you what, they take special teams very seriously at Southeast. They already had a punt return for a tutty, and that one was almost a house call.
Yeah, that was a massive, massive return there for Southeast and sets them up in really good field position at the U.S. Grant 34-yard line. 1st and 10 Spartans. Luciano Williams is in at quarterback. He's got twins left, single receiver right. Santos Flores is the tailback alongside him. Waiting on the snap, and we're going to get the play stoppage here. I don't know if somebody called a timeout or if there was something going on the field. Don't really have any kind of signal here yet. In fact, the referee just picks up the ball. No signal.
Back judge picked up his flag, so I don't know what happened back there. Possibly 12 men on the field.
Let's see what the call is.
Yep, it's going to be on U.S. Grant. I think they had too many players out there.
All right, well, then that's going to benefit Southeast and move them up.
We said they gotta limit the penalties, and what happens? Just not a smart play, not a smart penalty right there against U.S. Grant.
So now it'll be 1st down and 5 from the 29 of the U.S. Grant 29. Southeast with the football. Williams calling out the play. Going through his cadence, gets the snap, fakes the pitch, and then drops it and picks it up himself, and he's going to quickly be tackled for a loss. So that's a significant loss for the Southeast Spartans offense.
They got lucky right
Just
there.
A mishap.
That could have been really, really bad for Southeast.
Mauricio Ochoa Whitebird with the tackle in the backfield. You can count that as a sack if you'd like, even though it was kind of a running play.
After that play, they're going to switch quarterbacks. It's going to be Carlton Evans back in the game at quarterback, and they pull Luciano Williams to the sideline.
All right, twin receivers to the left, single receiver to the right. You've got one H-back and one tailback. Ball is snapped. Evans going to run right into the mound of U.S. Grant, but still finds a way to gain ground in enough where he got a 1st down.
Yep, the first contact was there, but he just kept the legs moving. It's like he's been in the squat rack or something. Strong legs leads to a 1st down and 10 for the Spartans.
Right. He needed 5. He got 6 or 7. So it'll be 1st down and 10, and they're really, really close to being in the red zone. Spartans with the football up 19-6. Ball's on the 23, the U.S. Grant 23-yard line. Twin receivers to the right, one to the left. 2 running backs. He's going to fake the handoff and throw in a one-on-one situation to McGlugrich. Touchdown in the corner of the end zone. What a throw by Carlton Evans, and what an adjustment by Montre McGlugrich for a 23-yard touchdown pass.
Just throw it up to him and give him a chance. I kind of was eyeing it. It was a mismatch. They had a smaller defensive back trying to guard McGlugrich, and what happens? Just a nice fade route by him. Comes back, like you said, he adjusted to the short throw, and what happens? 6 more points for number 13 of the Spartans.
25-6 is the score right now. And are they going for 2 here? It certainly looks that way.
Yeah, I think so. I think they're going to go for 2 right here. They haven't converted one yet in the game.
All right, Carlton Evans comes in and makes some plays, man. He's still in at quarterback. Got Josiah Hardy in the backfield. Waiting on the snap. One man in motion. Ball is snapped. Hands off on a reverse. He's going to burst upfield. Can he get in? Oh, I can't tell. I cannot tell. I have not seen a signal from the referee. They're going to say it's good. 2-point conversion is good. It is now 27-6. The Southeast Spartans have scored again and were successful on the 2-point conversion. 6 minutes, 58 seconds left in the third quarter. Huge offensive possession by Southeast, and it started with that massive kick return, and they finished it.
Number 1, Carlton Evans.
Carlton Evans, and then he stayed in as quarterback and threw that 23-yard touchdown to McGlugrich's second touchdown of the game.
Yeah, he's a difference maker.
And they're
he
controlling
really is.
this game. It just seems like they are going to be the tough team to beat, right? So
Most
up 27-6 with under 7 minutes to go, and they'll kick the football back to U.S. Grant. But, U.S. Grant found some momentum on the offense the last possession. They've got to do it again to make up for what just happened.
If they want to try to stay in this football game, they have to keep answering the call offensively, and they got to limit the penalties, man. It's been killing them the entire game, and going in deep into this third quarter of play, if you want to try to come back and tie it up or even take the lead, you can't be having just clueless penalties out there.
All right, Southeast is going to kick the football to U.S. Grant, and there was a penalty on the play, and it was on the U.S. Grant Generals. So I have a feeling the Southeast is probably just going to kick this in the end zone for a touchback.
Yeah, their kicker's got a really strong leg. It's number 28, Davion Taylor.
Yeah. And back to return the kick for U.S. Grant is going to be number 7, Tavon Alexander. They call him TV. And number 13, Jakiri Obertha. Back to return the deep kick if it's returnable. Just waiting on the green light from the officials. There it is. Here's the kick. And that's going to be a touchback. And so U.S. Grant's going to take over the second possession in the second half from their own 20. So, I mean,
got a late flag down here, Swick. I would have to say.
Is that on U.S. Grant?
I think so. I think it's going to be on U.S. Grant. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I mean, that's –
I looked away for a second and missed it, and I just saw the laundry on the field.
Well, the laundry is still on the field, and you've got Coach Billingsley down there on the southeast side saying, hey, that's on U.S. Grant. That's not on us. I'm just wondering if the referee's ever going to pick up his yellow flag there.
Yeah, he's coming back over for it. The white hat is going over to the U.S. Grant sideline. I think he's going to have a chat with Coach Levy, and it's on U.S. Grant. They're coming on back. Right when I said you got to avoid the penalties.
Well, we've been saying that all game.
This is true. It's momentum killers.
You've got to be a little bit more disciplined. This is unlike the U.S. Grant Generals that I've seen so far this season. They've started the season off 2-0, but right now it's been all Southeast Spartans here at Spiegel Stadium. Up 3 touchdowns, 21 points. And Jameer Martin, who did have that big play to get them on the touchdown.
Now the referee just waved the flag off.
Okay.
So they will march back where they originally were at the 20 to start this drive.
All right, here we go.
6:58 left in the third. Southeast up 27-6. U.S. Grant with the football.
4 receivers split, 3 to the right, 1 to the left. 1 running back in the backfield. Jameer Martin is the quarterback. Gets the snap, hands off to Clemens on the left side. Can't get contained, and it is stopped. That's number 8 for Southeast.
Yep, big number 8. Also plays tight end. That time he made a play at DN, and it's going to be a loss for U.S. Grant.
Yeah, huge play for that young man. He kept contained. Clemens was not able to get around him.
4-yard loss on the play to make it 2nd and 14.
Yeah, this front seven for Southeast been pretty good today. They haven't been perfect, but they've played some good football. All right, 4 receivers split. Jameer Martin is the quarterback. He's waiting on the snap. gets it, kind of goes light, fakes the pitch, runs up, gets, I mean,
not much
I think
on the
he
play.
gets 2 yards, so now it's going to bring, looks to be 3rd and 12.
Number 0, Damon Davis, not fooled by the fake pitch attempt by Jameer. He stays true and gets contained and makes the play. Another time calling this young man's name. We've said it a lot, Damon Davis.
3rd and 12. 3rd and long for the U.S. Grant Generals. They need to get a first down or at least come close to getting a first down. They're down 21 points. They need to make something happen. Ball is snapped. He's going to drop back throw on a slant. Incomplete. Tried to find Miguel Garcia on the slant route inside. It was well covered by the Southeast Spartan secondary. Number 35, Justin Ayala, did a great job covering that and preventing the pass completion. So now it's going to be 4th and 12.
Going to bring the punt team out.
Yeah.
They're deep in their own territory, so definitely not in a situation to go for it on 4th unless they want to be really risky. But I think they're going to do the right thing and punt the football.
Actually, I don't know.
Oh, man.
I think we're going to see a
Desperation.
ballsy move here. Ball is snapped. He's going to hand off to the running back on the left side. And he's going to be pushed out of bounds for a short gain, but he did not get 12. And that's going to be a turnover on down. Southeast going to get the football back.
Man, I don't know about that. I really don't get it. You're still in the game. You're deep in your own territory. You go for it on 4th, and you run it. You didn't even try to throw it down the field. So now Southeast, premier field position, deep in General's territory.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make any sense at all.
You know, and you saw a situation early in the first half where it was 4th and 2 at midfield, and they decided to punt it.
Yeah.
Now here we are in the 3rd quarter, a little bit more of a deficit. You're deep in your own territory. It's 4th and 12, and you go for it. And you run the football, too.
Already, Southeast is already in the red zone to start this drive.
Yeah, they're in a good position, and there is a timeout. And we're going to take one, too. The score's 27-6 here in the 3rd quarter. 5 minutes, 23 seconds left in the 3rd. The Southside Showdown football broadcast sponsored by Cricket Wireless, SSM Health, and Oklahoma City Community College here on OKC Sports Radio 105.3, streaming live on PPBC TV. We'll be right back.
Oh, yeah. That's the sound of a good time. The sizzle, the flavor, the bite you've been waiting for. And you deserve it, because when it comes to burgers, why settle for ordinary? Big taste. Big smiles. Big moments. All stacked between 2 buns. And you can only get it at Just Burgers. Just Burgers. Nothing else compares.
Okay, 3rd quarter action here at the Southside Showdown. Sponsored by Cricket Wireless, SSM Health, and OCCC here on OKC Sports Radio 105.3. It's streaming live on PPBC TV. Southeast is up 27-6 with the football.
Got a quarterback change, number 6 for Southeast, Ty Ball.
And ball is snapped. He's going to hand it off and moves to the left side. Flores going to cut up, gets to the 10, and he's going to be brought down right around the 7. I don't think that's Ty Ball. That's the wrong number. I talked with Coach Billingsley about Ty Ball, before the game, and he's been dealing with some injuries. They're hoping to get him back at some point.
I'm just going off the roster.
Right, I know. I'm correcting you. I don't think that's Ty Ball. I think that's somebody else. But
got an injured general down on the turf for U.S. Grant.
Okay, we're going to stay right here. Again, big shout out to our sponsors. We couldn't do what we're doing without the support of a lot of the businesses and sponsors from around the state of Oklahoma, especially in the Oklahoma City Metroplex. Big shout out to Cricket Wireless. Love your phone. keep it and save some money. Get an unlimited plan for $15 a month when you bring your phone and prepay $45 for the first 3 months. In case you want a phone, you can buy affordable, no annual contract smartphones and get reliable nationwide 5G with no hidden fees. Cricket Wireless, who are big supporters of Oklahoma City Public School broadcast. They care tremendously about these young athletes here in the state of Oklahoma. And without them, we couldn't put a spotlight on what they're trying to do and accomplish on the field, on the court, and on the baseball field. You name it. You name it. We do appreciate everything that they do. Big shout out to Cricket Wireless. And then stay tuned for our post-game show. It won't be very long because we've got Prep Zone coming up with D. Wright and Luke Orvis, but we'll name the Just Burgers Player of the Game. Pistol formation, one man in motion. Ball is snapped. He's going to hand off to Flores, who gets in, and he's going to be tackled right around the 1. I don't think he got in. But that was a solid 7-yard gain right up the middle for Southeast. They're trying to put some more points on the board. And it's going to be 2nd and goal from the 1.
Yeah, I have a feeling they're going to feed the exact same guy that's got him to this situation. Santos Flores might get his second tutty of the game.
He's a speedster.
Tough player.
Yeah, right.
Swiss Army knife type player. They line him up at tight end, fullback, running back. He can do it all.
And he's going to hit the hole with the football. I mean, he's going to come in as fast as he can, and he's back there at tailback. Gets the snap, and you're right, Flores is going to be tackled for a loss. So U.S. Grant standing strong on that play. Still fighting, and I do admire the resolve. They're still playing very, very hard.
Still got pride that they're playing for. That was a tackle made in the backfield by number 21, Octavius Especia.
Yeah, Especia is really good linebacker that they really like, and he's a leader on this team. He's always going to give it maximum effort no matter what the score is. He's just going to take it one play at a time. All right, 3rd and goal from the 3 for Southeast. Gets the snap, hands it off to 23. Can he get in? I
think he's short.
Yeah.
Looks like they got him at the 1-yard line, if not inches.
Yeah, that's number 23, Cameron Wilson, for the Southeast Spartans. And it's going to be 4th and goal from the 1. Why not go for it?
I'm going for it.
Right.
I'm going for it every single time.
Even if you get stifled, I mean, U.S. Grant is on their own 1-yard line. So
if we can't score on the 1-yard line, we probably shouldn't be playing football.
Yeah, you don't deserve to score.
Exactly.
So here we go. 4th and goal from the 1 for the Spartans. Santos back in at tailback. Here's the snap. Hands off to Santos, and he's going to get in for the touchdown. We've yet to see the signal. Here it is, finally. Spartans touchdown once again, Santos Flores. And now the score is up to 33-6 for the Spartans, who are off to a wonderful start to the season. They are, a little over a quarter away from being 4-0 and winning another rivalry game. I think a lot of credit goes to this coaching staff and obviously to the players who really buying in and executing the game plan in a solid way. There's a lot to like about the Southeast Spartan football team. And you got McGlugrich, who scored 2 touchdowns 2 different ways, as the holder. And he did a really good job there.
So he can do it all.
He can do whatever you ask him to do, and that's extra point is good. 34-6 here with 2 minutes, 56 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. We'll be right back after this short commercial break. Southside Showdown here on OKC Sports Radio 105.3 and streaming live on PPBC TV, sponsored by Cricket Wireless, SSM Health, and OCCC. We'll be right back. And we are back. It's still late third quarter here for the South Side showdown between Southeast and U.S. Grant. The Spartans are up 34-6 right now on the U.S. Grant Generals. And Southeast is going to kick the football back to U.S. Grant. And it's going to go in the end zone for a touchback. The Generals will start another offensive possession here from their own 20. And they got a little bit stagnant their last possession, but the time before that they had a massive 54-yard touchdown run by Jameer Martin. So, can they keep that going and do that again? Anything's possible, but the deficit is really, really difficult for U.S. Grant to overcome right now, and they're running out of time, but it's just under 3 minutes left. We'll see if they can make anything happen and get into the end zone here momentarily. Jameer Martin still in at quarterback. Got trips receiver to the right side, one to the left. One running back in the backfield. Waiting on the snap, gets it. Now he's going to step up, and he's going to throw and completes it at the 30, 40, and going to be brought down at the 42. Pass complete to number 2, Miguel Garcia.
One quarterback to another. Miguel Garcia, the backup quarterback. They also play him at slot, showing off his athleticism on that catch and run for a first down. Nice chunk play to start this drive by U.S. Grant Generals.
Yeah, solid 16-yard pass and catch. And that's going to be first down for the U.S. Grant Generals. 4 receivers split, 3 to the left side. Jameer gets it, steps up in the pocket, now steps back, and he's going to get sacked.
That was a disgusting spin move to the inside by Damon Davis, who ends up getting the sack. This kid is a special talent at defensive end for
You've
Southeast.
also got number 60 in there, Kane Muniz, on the sack too. So that'll be a half sack to Damon Davis and the other half to Muniz.
Yeah.
Solid pass rush.
Earned.
They're doing a great job of just being disruptors and causing problems in the backfield. You've got to have a little bit of time in order for your receivers to get open, and Jameer Martin just hasn't had much of that this evening here at Spiegel Stadium. He's going to step up in the pocket, and he's going to be sacked again. Yep, absolutely. This time by Carlton Evans, who's been really good on the offensive side today.
Great quarterback play, and he's doing a great job on defense. He made that sack from the cornerback position.
Yeah, it's a
DB.
corner blitz, man.
It worked. It worked. Well-executed play. Now it's going to be a 3rd and a country mile for U.S. Grant.
3rd and 25 to be exact. So they need to make something happen here for U.S. Grant. Trips left. One running back to the right. Jameer Martin calling out his cadence. Gets the snap. Runs right. Now he runs upfield and gets hit. Has some positive yards. But he's well short of the 25 yards that he needs to get the first down. It will be 4th and long, and they're going to bring out their punt team to kick the football, punt the football to Southeast, and back to return the punt for the Spartans. Looks to be Kylan Spiller and that man they call Montre McGlugrich, who's already had a punt return for a touchdown today. Could we see another one?
I would not be shocked if he gets his hands on the football. It's lights, camera, action. Yeah, I would do everything possible to punt the football away from number 13.
I think they're going to let the clock get down to 0. That's the end of the third quarter. We got fourth quarter action coming up next here at the Southside Showdown. Football broadcast sponsored by Cricket Wireless, SSM Health, and OCCC here on OKC Sports Radio 105.3 and streaming live on PPBC TV. We'll be back. right, Southside Showdown football broadcast sponsored by Cricket Wireless, SSM Health, and Oklahoma City Community College. Here live on OKC Sports Radio 105.3 and streaming live on PPBC TV. We appreciate everybody tuning in, however you tune in. And U.S. Grant is going to punt the football to Spiller. He's going to bring it to the right side, makes another man miss. Wow, cuts it back left to the 40, and he gets tripped up.
Shoestring tackle by number 5 for U.S. Grant, Devin Perkins-Smith.
Here we go, and so it's going to be another offensive possession for the Southeast Spartans football team. They've got number 6 in at quarterback. We don't have his name on our roster. I don't believe it's Ty Ball. So we'll see what number 6 does. I wish I could shout him out, but if they don't give us the right roster.
We can only control our controllables,
Exactly.
my friend.
Yeah, and I've never understood that. Like, they've known we're doing the broadcast,
Right.
but yet we can't really get a correct roster. Now, I will shout out Alex Levy because he does do a good job of giving us an updated roster for U.S. Grant. Okay. Bunch receiver on the left. They're going to reverse to number 4. He's going to find some room. 45,
He's got a lot of room.
30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown Southeast once again. TJ McClendon. Nope, that's incorrect. Cormel McDonald is the reverse.
Oh, we got a flag. It may be coming back. It might be a hold.
Oh, no.
I thought he had a lot of space to work with. The blocking on the outside, it looked phenomenal, but maybe it was too good. Yep, it's a holding.
That's unfortunate. That was a 57-yard reverse run for a touchdown that's now coming all the way back.
Yep, it was on McDonald's highlight reel, but it's coming all the way back.
That's
at least he showcased his speed.
Right, and maybe they come back to that play at some point that was really ran effectively, flawlessly.
Yeah, it looked like it was executed perfection, but maybe a little too perfect. Getting a little grab on the jersey, trying to get that reach block to the outside. It's always a difficult ask.
And you can see Coach Michael Billingsley.
Oh, he is heated.
Upset
Rightfully
down there on the sidelines. And
rightfully so.
He's always trying to improve his team. Luckily, they're in a good spot, up 34-6. But could you imagine if they were down by 6 or something like that? Here's a shotgun formation. Ball is snapped, and he's throwing it, and he has a man in place in Carlton Evans.
Thought it was pass interference on the play.
Oh, he was ripping at his jersey.
Yeah, he
no
had his jersey.
Flag on the play.
That's unreal, honestly. I thought it was a clear pass interference on U.S. Grant.
No doubt. That was ripping at the back of his jersey. And, if that I mean,
if we can see it from the press box, it should be pretty clear to the referee on the field.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, it's
missed
gonna
opportunity. Who knows if he would have caught the ball without the jersey ripping, but his chances would have increased. No doubt. But maybe they go back once again. They've got Evans down here on the bottom right on the outside. They got 3 receivers split on the left side. Ball is snapped, and quarterback is looking to throw, and a beautiful ball at the end and almost intercepted.
Threw it into double coverage. Almost intercepted, but it was incomplete pass, so it will stay with Southeast.
This number 6 guy can throw a good football.
Oh, he's not afraid to air it out. He has been slinging it down the field for the series that he's been in. All right, 3rd and 10 for Southeast. We'll see if it's going to be another pass play.
4 receivers split, 2 on each side, and they got U.S. Grant to jump. That's an encroachment, and that's a free
50.
5 yards.
Hector Najira jumps off sides, so free 5 yards for Southeast to make it 3rd and 5.
From the U.S. Grant 40. Just under 11 minutes left in the game. Southeast is trying to add insult to injury and put some more points on the board. This is a rivalry game. There is no mercy. here tonight at Spiegel Stadium. Santos Medrano. Okay.
Santos Medrano, a quarterback. It's going to be an incomplete pass, so it will be 4th down for Southeast. We'll see if they decide to punt the football.
And
I think so.
Yeah, that looks to be the case. They're going to bring out their punter / kicker. Who's number 24? Dylan, you had his name.
Number 24, Diego Romero.
Romero has a chance to kick on Saturdays. I'm just here to tell you, this guy has a very, very strong leg and great form when it comes to punting and kicking the football. Here's the snap, and it's going to take a roll and go out of bounds right at the 15. Late flag. Not sure what this penalty's going to be on, but that was a beautiful punt by.
Yeah, it took a great bounce in favor of Southeast. Went out of bounds at about the 15-yard line, but we will wait and see what the yellow flag is on and who it's on.
All right.
Oh,
they're
now he's
going to wave it off.
It's the second time they've done that.
Psych. No flag actually on the play. So
okay.
U.S. Grant's going to get the football. Down 34-6. They'd love to, just continue to keep at it, man. I mean, at this point, it's one of those things where you tell your team, don't look at the scoreboard, execute the play.
Right.
Let's just
Next play
control
mentality.
what we can control, one play at a time.
That's it.
And let's let the chips fall where they may. So we'll see what U.S. Grant can put together. They've had some moments here today. And Jameer Martin is running out onto the field, going to call the play for his team. And you've got a late move. I think that's Miguel Garcia is going to come in to play slot receiver.
He had a good catch earlier. Their last drive had a nice little catch and some yards after catch. We'll
Trips
see what
right.
he can do.
One running back, Jameer gets it. He's going to run it up the middle for a very short gain, not very much.
He's blown up by about 4 Southeast Spartans on that run.
Ooh, late flag. Could be some unsportsmanlike penalties here. We'll see if it's offsetting, if it goes on one team. But yeah,
52 for Southeast comes out of the pile with his hands up.
It's not me.
Not me.
Not me.
It's Brian Avila.
Yeah. And this is the part of the game when you see a score like this, you frustration can kind of set in and emotions run high in a rivalry game like this. And these are high school kids,
right?
So, you want them to keep their composure, but it's hard to accept kind of what's been going on.
Looks like they're going to call it who's it against? They're having a meeting of the minds.
Meeting of the
Never
minds.
fails. We see it every single game.
And
they take their time in there, too.
I'm trying to figure out if they're going to offset this or if it's going to be it's a personal foul on Southeast, personal foul on U.S. Grant. So it'll be offsetting penalties. And,
back to where we started.
Right, exactly. So, 1st and 10 from their own 15-yard line. U.S. Grant trying to put something together and put some points on the board. They've got a ways to go, but anything's possible. 4 receivers split, 2 on each side, 1 running back in the backfield. I believe that is Arbertha, Jakiri Arbertha. Ball is snapped. He's going to hand off to – nope, that's Joseph Clements, who gets hit at the line of scrimmage and brought down by the Southeast Spartan defense. A lot of blue jerseys on that tackle.
They're swarming to that football right now. They've been doing that all night. They have got scored on once tonight. They were going for the shutout, but thanks to a long touchdown run by Jameer Martin, he avoids being shut out for U.S. Grant. But nonetheless, great night for that Southeast Spartan defense.
Abraham Casillo was on the tackle, He's playing that interior defensive line for Southeast and doing a good job. And you've got Miguel Garcia on the far right side lined up, and Twins left. They're going to hand off to Arberth on the right side, and he's trying to cut up inside and then bounce that out to the right. Can't get any room to run. The Southeast Spartans have done a really good job keeping contained and not allowing much running the football here this possession.
It was Damon Davis that kept contained. He kept fighting the blocker off and forced the run to the inside, and then his teammates came in and cleaned up that play.
Yeah, Damon Davis has a chance.
He's a talented kid. He is a very talented football player.
And he's got some size and definitely some speed.
And some strength.
So you could easily see him playing on Saturdays. He's just a junior in high school, though, but he's got a bright future.
That he does. I think we got a timeout on the field.
All right, we'll take one, too. We'll be right back for more Southside Showdown football broadcast, sponsored by Cricket Wireless, SSM Health, and OCCC here on 105.3 and streaming live on PPBC TV. We'll be back.
Oh, yeah. That's the sound of a good time. The sizzle, the flavor, the bite you've been waiting for. And you deserve it, because when it comes to burgers, why settle for ordinary? Big taste, big smiles, big moments. All stacked between two buns. And you can only get it at Just Burgers. Just Burgers. Nothing else compares.
Okay, fourth quarter action, 9 minutes, 12 seconds left here at the Southside Showdown football broadcast, sponsored by Cricket Wireless, SSM Health, and OCCC here on OKC Sports Radio 105.3. Streaming live on PPBC TV. Southeast is going to receive the punt. They've already got a 34-6 lead. High snap, and the punt is high up, doesn't go too far. And we've got a flag on the play. I don't know if there's another flag and another flag.
Oh, wow. Something's going on.
Think we've got some unsportsmanlike penalties.
Yeah, but it's getting chippy down there.
Yeah. I mean, frustration has definitely set in.
I get it, but you got to stay composed.
Right. 100%. And this is a valuable lesson that these young men are learning today.
Not only football, but life lesson.
Right.
You can learn a lot of life lessons playing the sport of football, I'll tell you what.
It's a great metaphor for life. There's no doubt about it. All right, let's see what the flag on the play is. Here we go. We've got a really good PA announcer tonight. He's
that was
very,
clever.
very talented.
That was very clever.
Very talented. All right. 9 minutes, 3 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Southeast is up 34-6. They'll have possession of the football, but the question is now, where are you going to spot it?
Yeah, referee's still trying to decide what they're going to do with all these flags.
Yeah, it's raining yellow flags.
It is.
This evening here at Spiegel Stadium. Coach Billingsley is out there talking with some of the officials as well.
The funniest thing that could happen is if they would just wave them all off. It's happened twice. Third time's a charm. Just wave them off, man. Continue the football game.
Okay, there was a false start, but then a personal foul on Southeast, and that's declined. So I think we've got offsetting penalties here.
Okay. Are they going to re-punt?
I think that's the case.
All right.
And always a dangerous thing to do when you've got Montre McGlugrich back to return punts along with Kylan Spiller. Both really good athletes for Southeast and tough to bring down if they get the football in space. McGlugrich already returned one punt for a touchdown today. Also caught a touchdown pass from Carlton Evans earlier.
He's had a big night tonight.
Let's
There's
see
no
how
doubt
this
about it.
goes. And block punt.
Blocked.
Loose ball and it's going to be picked up by Southeast and brought down. They'll get possession at the U.S. Grant 10. What a block by Damon Davis.
He's just doing it all. He's doing it all defensively.
A menace on the left side. Found a way to get
Davis with the block.
Got into the backfield, made the block. His mission is to seek and destroy.
He's been so fun to watch tonight.
And he did it
really
again.
And truly has.
This play, he is such a problem for every opponent of Southeast. And his arm went numb a little bit. He's trying to shake it off because his left arm.
Yeah, the impact of the football on that punt attempt right into his forearm. He's trying to shake it out. He'll be feeling that in the morning.
Then you got Santos Medrano in at he's number 6, quarterback here for Southeast. One man in motion. He's going to give it to Spiller, who cuts it up. Now he makes the left inside. Does he get into the end zone? I don't
He's
think
close.
so.
If he's not there, he's at the 1-yard line.
What a play. Usually on those reverses, they hit the outside, but he saw the lane inside, took advantage of it.
Kind of a delay handoff right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great job holding your blocks on that center and guard, the interior line for Southeast.
2nd and goal from the 1. You got Flores is in at tailback right now, and they're going to give it to Spiller. He's going to bounce it to the outside. Can he get in? No, he cannot. It's going to be a 1-yard loss.
Great job and angle of pursuit by the U.S. Grant Generals defense right there to avoid that touchdown reverse play. So they still have the ball. It's going to be 3rd and goal for Southeast.
Yeah.
8 minutes left in the game.
That is true. That is true. Okay, Medrano still in at quarterback. And I think it's safe to say Medrano is kind of your emergency quarterback. And
He's
they're
the third
really giving him
quarterback
some
for
good.
Southeast.
Yeah, some good. And he's going to run it up the gut and gets into the end zone. Touchdown Southeast. Santos Medrano, quarterback draw up the middle. Another score for the Spartans. It is now 40-6 here in the 4th quarter. It's been Spartans all day, all night here at Spiegel Stadium. And they're going to bring out the extra point team and kick the extra point. From the looks of it, that's going to be the case. Number 28, Davion Taylor.
Man, big shout-out to that Spartan O-line. They have been total domination all night long in the trenches.
Well, Hernan Terrazas is the leader, and you get the extra point up, and it is good. It is now 41-6. And that's a big-time score for Southeast. We'll take a real quick timeout, come back, see if U.S. Grant can answer. You're listening to the Southside Showdown. Sponsored by Cricket Wireless, SSM Health, and OCCC and OKC Sports Radio 105.3, and streaming live on PPBC TV. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Southside Showdown football broadcast between U.S. Grant and Southeast. Here live from Spiegel Stadium, sponsored by Cricket Wireless, SSM Health, and OCCC and OKC Sports Radio 105.3, and streaming live on PPBC TV. 7 minutes, 37 seconds left in the game. Southeast scores again, goes up 41-6, and now they're going to kick the ball to U.S. Grant. And you've got Arbertha catching it at the 10, 15, 20, He's going to be brought down right around the 25. So it'll be first down and 10 for the U.S. Grant Generals, who've just, they've done their best. They've had some penalties really not work out. They've, committed a few turnovers. Hasn't exactly played well on special teams. They've just been outmatched today, and that's just what it is. You've had a really good start to the season for U.S. Grant. They started 2-0, but they finally met their match here tonight with Southeast, who is a very talented team, and they're up big here in the fourth quarter. I think there's a lot of people that are surprised by the point difference, but they're still playing. They're still playing hard, and that's the way Coach Alex Levy coaches them to do. Now they're going to run the football on the right side. Number 7,
still on his feet, kept the pile moving.
I mean, TV Alexander is a talented guy. He's always going to give you maximum effort. You've got to hang your hat on that for sure. And it's just they're going against what seems to be a superior defense here.
Yeah, no
Dylan.
doubt about it.
We can talk about the special teams and what the quarterbacks have done tonight. We've seen 3 different ones make plays for Southeast with Carlton Evans, Luciano Williams, and now Santos Medrano. But I think the thing has been the thing that stands out to me is Southeast defense.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
And U.S. Grant was able to get in the end zone off that 54-yard touchdown run from Jameer Martin. But this Southeast defense over the past 3 games now have only allowed 6 points.
And that's a big deal. That's a really big deal. And they're led by Damon Davis. Head coach Billingsley talked about him in the pregame, and he lived up to the hype. We've seen it all night long. He has been in the backfield. He is making tackle after tackle. He blocked the last punt. And then on the second level, their linebacker, who's very impressive, number 32, Aaron Harrison, he's been making a lot of plays all night. And then they have so many great skill players in the defensive backfield that are just fast, tall, athletic, and not afraid of contact. You said it. Southeast defense has been extremely impressive.
Very disrupting. I mean, to get penetration into the backfield, it just destroys whatever you're trying to do offensively. Jameer Martin gets the snap, and they're going to give it to Zero on the reverse on the right side, and he's going to get a solid gain. That's Divine Perkins-Smith on the right side. Will go out of bounds. Does he get the first down? I think so.
He's pretty close, I think.
Yep, they're going to move it.
First down.
U.S. Grant Generals first down and 10. And they're going to get that on the 36-yard line, their own 36. Some late substitutions here, and they'll come right back at it. 6 minutes, 10 seconds left in the football game. Southeast is up 41-6. So the writing is on the wall, but U.S. Grant still playing their heart out, and I give them credit for it. So here we go. Shotgun formation, trips left, and we've got a delay of game penalty on U.S. Grant. So that's going to move them back 5 yards. It'll be 1st and 15. And that's kind of been the theme.
It's been the story. It really and truly has. And we mentioned it in the pregame, and it's just been really killing the momentum, killing the flow of the offense. Right when they have something good happen, a couple plays later, there's a yellow flag on the field. It's extremely unfortunate. That's not how they're coached. Levy is a phenomenal head coach. They're going to watch the film, they're going to analyze it, and they got to move on to district play next week.
Ball is snapped. He's going to hand it to Clemens, who – no, he doesn't hand it to Clemens. He keeps it himself and got some positive yards. He's approaching the original spot of the ball. So it's about a 4-yard gain. I think it's going to be 2nd and 11. We'll see where they went. But, yeah, I mean, this is not the same U.S. Grant team that we've seen the first 2 weeks of the season. They've taken a step back. They're going to have to go back to the drawing board, reassess. There's a lot to watch on this tape. It's going to be painful.
It is.
To
but
analyze.
You have to embrace it, accept it, and get better.
And learn from your mistakes.
Exactly.
And the plan is to not continuously make those mistakes. And so I'm confident in these young men. They're going to hand off to Clemens. He's going to be abused.
Oh, man, he gets hit hard, tattooed. And the first guy back there to make the initial hit was 32, Aaron Harrison, saying his name once again.
Yeah, Cameron Wilson was in on the tackle as well. And we've got an injured U.S. Grant player on the field. We'll take a quick timeout and come right back and finish out this game here for the Southside Showdown, sponsored by Cricket Wireless, SSM Health, and OCCC here on 105.3, streaming live on PPBC TV. We'll be back. All right, we are back. 4:28 left in this football game. We've been broadcasting live at the Southside Showdown football broadcast, sponsored by Cricket Wireless, SSM Health, and OCCC here on 105.3. Streaming live on PPBC TV. It is 3rd down and 11. Jameer Martin's going to get it. Quarterback draw on the left, has some room to run. Cuts and makes another cut, has a first down, and then he's brought down. A late flag on the play. But a great run by Jameer Martin, who's been able to kind of olay a couple of those defensive players.
Player, man. He has took a lot of hits tonight, but he does not stop running hard.
And they're going to call holding on U.S. Grant, so it's all going to be for nothing. Oh, it's coming back.
Louise,
unbelievable. That's just, yeah. You know, as soon as you get something positive, something else happens that's negative, and that's just kind of been the theme tonight, you know, one step forward, 2 steps back kind of thing for U.S. Grant.
Hate to see it, but good thing is everything is 0-0 next week. District play starts next week.
Right.
That's when it matters to try to make a push for the playoffs.
Exactly. U.S. Grant's a 6A2 school, and Southeast is 5A. And I think they're really going to be competing in 5A this year. I mean, Southeast got a pretty good team this year. And Martin goes upfield and has to run right into the safety. I'll tell you what, Jameer Martin is a tough quarterback.
Yeah, he does not stop running. Like I said, he's took hit after hit, and he just keeps his head down, keeps running and playing hard, man. There's no quit in number 1 for U.S. Grant.
And it's going to be 4th and 5 situation here for U.S. Grant. And you might as well go for it. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Trip receivers to the left side of the field. One running back in the backfield. Jameer Martin gets the snap, hands off to the running back, has some room to run, has the first down. Arbutha cuts back inside at the 40, 30, and he's still on his feet, 20. 5, and he's brought down at the brought down at the 12. I'm sorry, I said 5. I meant 15, but he's going to be brought down. What a run by Jakiri Arbutha.
Really nice, tough.
On 4th down, and
gutsy play,
kept his legs churning.
Yep, the risk paid off right there for the Generals. We'll see if they can try to finish this drive in the painted area and put 6 points on the
Showing
scoreboard.
some resolve, and I admire that.
Oh, 100%.
Arbutha is still in the backfield at running back, trips right to the wide side of the field. Jameer Martin gets the snap, hands off to Arbutha, runs to the right, hits to the 10, 5, and he's going to be brought down right at the 1. So that's really, really close to the goal line, and it's going to be 1st and goal from the 1 for U.S. Grant. I admire that they're continuing to fight tooth and nail. And, you know, if they had more time on the clock, maybe things go differently. But We are, under 2.5 minutes away for this game to be. Game is going to be over here in a minute, but they're going to have a really good opportunity to add some points to the scoreboard to make it look a little bit better. Arbutho still in it, running back, and Jameer Martin's going to get it. He's going to run it left and try to get upfield, and he got right back to the line of scrimmage before he swallowed up by a bunch of Spartans of Southeast.
Yeah, looks like it's going to be about a 1-yard loss on the play. Bring him back to about the 4-yard line.
Cameron Wilson filled the gap. Late flag. I think that's going to end up being on U.S. Grant. I think there's some verbal communication that probably wasn't appropriate.
Probably not G-rated.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is a situation. They're killing themselves once again. They're in the red zone. They're on about the 2-yard line.
You got all the way to the 1-yard line. Now it's going to come back 15 yards for unsportsmanlike.
I think Coach Billingsley declined the penalty.
Wow. No, he's not.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't see Coach Billingsley
I didn't
doing
think
that
so
in
either,
a
but I saw
rivalry
U.S.
game.
Grant running to the ball at the 4, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's going to be second goal from the 16. And actually, they're going to spot the ball at the 19-yard line.
Miguel Garcia in at quarterback for U.S. Grant.
He might run with it, and he's going to run to the right, but he's looking to throw, and he can't get contained. Bursts up field, has a little bit of positive yards, and quickly brought down. And that's going to bring up a 3rd and long situation. 3rd and goal, but they're going to mark, I think that was about a 3-yard gain.
Yeah, give him the opportunity to throw. I like Miguel Garcia's arm strength. Got some good accuracy. And just let him drop back and just let it rip and see if they can get a touchdown.
We're going to go right into the post-game show. We're not going to take a break. It is a minute left, under a minute left in this football game here tonight from Spiegel Stadium for the Southside Showdown rivalry. But it's been all Southeast. And you've got U.S. Grant with the football, just going to try to cut the deficit just a little bit. Make it look a little bit better. Ball is snapped. Jameer Martin steps up, makes one man miss, and he's going to throw. Intercepted by Southeast. 15, 20, 30. Cuts back inside. 40.
It's going to be
50.
a pick six.
Carlton Evans is gone, and that's going to be a big return.
Oh,
and,
my gosh.
An 82-yard interception for a touchdown.
Just when you think it couldn't get any worse for U.S. Grant, they pick it off, and number 1, Carlton Evans, takes it all the way back to the residence for a pick six. Wow.
Yikes. Wow. Not the way you drew it up.
Definitely not. I mean, phenomenal night. Southeast, the defense, it looked like they might give up a touchdown at the end. They stiffened up, made plays, and then you got the momentum-killing penalty again. Try to throw it, pick six, number 1, big-time play by big-time player.
Well, this is kind of a conundrum for you, Dylan, because we've got to announce the Just Burgers player of the game. And I can tell you it's got to be between Montre McGluckrich and Carlton Evans. Which one you going with? Because both have a good resume here tonight.
They do, but I think after that pick six, I got to give it to number 1, Carlton Evans, because not only was he making plays on offense, he just made a big-time play on defense, a pick six. What a night by him. Number 1, Carlton Evans, he's our player of the game.
Third touchdown of the game. He had the rushing touchdown at the beginning, right, to start the game.
Yep.
And then he had the passing touchdown to McGluckrich.
That's it, yep.
And now he's got an 82-yard pick six. Yeah, Carlton Evans is our player of the game. And that's brought to you by Just Burgers. Do you want a smash burger done right? Hey, try Just Burgers. On 23rd near Midwest Boulevard, 7821 Northeast 23rd Street. It's absolute deliciousness jumping into your mouth. And here is the extra point, and it's good. 48-6 score here with about 22 seconds left in this game. Yikes, it's been all Southeast Spartans. They've really flexed their muscles. They've played good defensively. They've played good offensively. They've had two
great special teams play.
They've had the special teams. There's been a lot to like about Southeast and just the way they've performed in that tonight, and that's why you're seeing, such a deficit in the scoring. I mean, they're up 42 points here in this game, and they're gonna keep kick a deep onside to U.S. Grant and maybe have enough time for one more play here on the game tonight, the Southside Showdown. So we'll talk about it, and I'm definitely going to be calling in tonight for Prep Zone immediately following the broadcast here on 105.3 FM, OKC Sports Radio. D. Wright and Coach Luke Orvis hosting Prep Zone. They're going to go over some of the high school football scores from around the state and go over some of the big plays and shocking finishes and different highlights. And Southeast going to kick the ball to U.S. Grant. To the 20, 25, 30, and is pushed out of bounds. 16 seconds left, and I think U.S. Grant is going to have time for one play before we end this game here tonight. Southeast is up 42 points, 48-6. Are you shocked by this?
I am a little shocked by the spread.
By the point differential.
I thought it would be a little bit closer of a game. Nonetheless, like you said, you got to give a lot of credit to this Southeast Spartans football team, the coaching staff led by Coach Billingsley, offensive coordinator Gerald Jones. I mean, he has been calling some phenomenal plays. They've been executing them and finding the end zone time after time. The defense has been good.
Well, Lorenzo,
on all three levels, really.
Lorenzo Gutierrez is a really good assistant coach as well. Donald Worth, Alex Galavaz, Marcus McDowell, Charles Landrum. I mean, this is a special coaching staff under Michael Billingsley that really cares about this team, and they spend a lot of time, developing them not only as players but as young men, and they're doing a great job, and they've got them to play at a high level today.
Yeah, they're about to be 4-0.
Question. Yep, they
Phenomenal
are 4-0.
start.
And that's going to be the end of the game. Final score, 48-6. The Southeast Spartans are victorious. They've won the Southside Showdown battle over U.S. Grant. They're going to host the trophy and continue on to district play starting next week. And they're going into district play with a 4-0 record as they try to fight for a good playoff spot in 5A. And we'll keep you updated on their progress. So shouts out to Michael Billingsley and our Just Burgers player of the game, Carlton Evans, scored 3 touchdowns 3 different ways. Had a rushing touchdown, a passing touchdown, and an 82-yard pick six.
That's it.
Carlton Evans has played outstanding football tonight for the Southeast Spartans. Thank you for tuning in to PPBC TV. We want to thank everybody associated with our broadcast and to make things happen. And big shout out to our title sponsors, Cricket Wireless. We thank you so much. SSM Health, OCCC, Just Burgers, Super Prep, State Farm Agent Chuck Davis, OKC Sports Radio 105.3, and, of course, our friends over there at Prep Zone, D. Wright and Coach Luke Orvis, who's coming up next.
Shout out D. Wright with his cheese head on back at the station.
Okay, he's a Bears fan. That was a little under the belt. You're going to be reprimanded for that. All right. We've just fired Dylan live on the air. All right. Thank you very much. I'll be broadcasting by myself next week.
Go, Pack, go.
Have a great weekend, Oklahoma. Thank you for tuning in to PPBC TV and OKC Sports Radio 105.3. Tune into Prep Zone. Coming up next with D. Wright, Coach Luke Orvis.
This broadcast is the exclusive property of Perry Publishing and Broadcasting Company. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, reproduction, or any other use of the accounts, descriptions, or audiovisual elements of this broadcast without the express written consent of Perry Publishing and Broadcasting Company is strictly prohibited. All rights reserved.